much for your donation. Curious about that story, though.
Hello, everybody.
Yes,
Welcome.
hello.
You know, I'm curious about that story as well.
And
Anyway,
welcome to
moving
us not playing
on
games.
To,
Yeah,
Welcome to us
this
watching
section
people play
here where
games.
there is
we're
a
taking
bit of a meme in the Only Up
taking a
community
back
that,
seat tonight.
This
Yeah.
Jesus statue, you can't actually
Watching people
go
play
along the
games
left
good.
side, just parkour along
Yes.
his chest, but it's
Awesome
really
games
difficult
done
and saves,
quick.
like half a second if
Saving
you do it
money
perfectly.
for charity.
So I'm not doing that. I'm
Uh-huh.
sorry.
Raising money for charity, I guess I should
Raising
say.
money
Enjoyers, but no
for
left
the
side
Prevent
Jesus
Cancer
today.
Foundation. 1, 2,
Yeah.
3.
But we will.
So this
ride
game,
on
I think it
Jesus'
looks fun.
hand
Hybrid thinks it
on
would
a
be super
particular finger
frustrating.
that's gonna be the closest,
I think
and let us jump
this
off
would be a
appropriately when
game
we get
where
there.
I would play it,
But
and then
in
the
meantime,
first
this
time
midsection
that I
is
just
a lot
fell
of waiting
super
around,
fucking
so
far,
a few more
I would just
donations.
quit the game for like a week, and then I'd go back and play it again at some point.
Says dog incentive. Greetings from Tucson.
Yep.
Thank you. I understand why you submit that donation.
Which is
Again,
fine.
I'm really bad with city names. But thank you so much. We are now at $6,103
Man.
out of $10,000 for the secret dog ending. There's a hidden ending. It involves a dog. It is cute. I don't think I need to tell you anything else. That's all
Yeah,
I
I'm
need
looking.
to know.
I'm actually looking forward to
$50
Thursday
from
night.
Luna Lestier.
As long
Yeah.
as the schedule holds.
Secret dog ending.
So far, they're ahead of
Thursday.
schedule,
Thank
aren't
you
they?
so much for your
A
donation.
little bit, yeah. So Thursday,
All right, so
for
just past here, I can jump off,
around
and
this
then
time will
I'm
be,
gonna get to one of the scariest parts for me. in the
Pokemon.
game, the tables. So I'm gonna
Oh,
have
that's
to,
right,
concentrate
Pokemon.
here
Yeah,
if,
nice.
Pokemon,
got anything to add as I'm
Diamond
doing this
Pearl.
tables section.
Let's see. After this, it's Silent Hill 2 tonight, right?
Yep.
Nice. I'm excited for Silent Hill 2.
It's a horror game, so you know how I feel about that.
Look, you're going through Hogwarts.
Oh god, what the fuck is this?
Gonna line up here, do a double jump, get on the book.
That's insane.
Perfect. Yeah. Continue up the library.
You know what? You know what I bet this game was that someone made. Like I'm assuming this is an indie game. You know, what I bet this was. Someone loaded up like some default world thing in Unreal Engine, and then just started throwing objects in the air and going, you know, it would be fun if I could just climb endlessly up random ass objects.
He forgot to put collision on the wall, so everyone was just running.
I bet you that's
through, and there was, like, this little platform
how this
section
person
with all
thought
the
of this.
planets and stuff, and he just took it out, and I was like, oh, okay, all right.
Because I was thinking the
maybe-
same. I was thinking the same
yeah,
exact
that
thing when I
section's
first
just
loaded
taken out, so
loaded
it's
up
gonna be
Unreal
chess
Engine
pieces now,
and started just running around with the default
which are
person.
fairly standard. A little wonky.
Yeah.
Mantle a few times, not too bad.
It's cool though.
We are
This game
coming
is
up
very
on
interesting.
Actually, the very final
Yeah.
trick of the game. Now, if you've played the game,
But, like,
you're
jump
probably
puzzle
thinking,
games
"What,
aren't-
You're not at the end. You're maybe like 2/3 of the way up,
Aren't
maybe
old.
3/4 of the way up at most. But we've got.
Yeah,
a little
but, like,
trick up
something
our
like this,
sleeve.
though.
So, there's another one of these short.
Well, I mean, you've seen- You've heard of Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy, right?
Yeah.
To a place
Yeah.
that the developer
Yeah,
definitely
they were
did not
referencing
intend.
that
So
game whenever
for
they
this
first
skip,
started
I have
this.
to set the
Well, yeah, I mean
FPS down
that's
to 30.
obviously it's a jump puzzle
And
game.
I have to do a
This one's a
very,
little bit different though.
particular
You know.
jump
It
here.
is.
I'm gonna line it up with the crosshair.
Wow, look at that. There's like a
Oh,
puzzle down there.
God.
Person mode to line it up. Ignore the jankiness of the first-person camera. And use some slow motion even
crazy.
to land on the head
Oh, you can
of
do
this
slow-mo.
dinosaur.
Yes.
That's interesting.
And I've got to stand in a particular spot. I
Oh,
only have a few
God,
seconds
that's
to do this, but
horrifying.
with slow-mo, it kind of gets extended to around 10 seconds, and I have to get
Wow.
into just the right spot. The character's going to kind of shift their weight a bit, so I have to reshift my spot after they shift their weight a few times, and if I can get it just right, the dinosaur is about to activate. I crouch down.
Here we go.
What?
Wow.
Get sent.
Oh my God.
Only
What?
up. That's right. All the way into
Holy
the
shit.
sky.
You're into space now.
Here we go.
That just
Stuff
skipped
like this
so
in
much.
speedrunning is so cool.
Just went past the International Space Station.
And from here, unfortunately, we must now go back down to the final platform. We are too high up. We
Oh
have
my God, they went
surpassed
too
it,
high.
and we're falling back down.
Yep.
So as we're getting back down, this
Oh,
is
no.
the final bits of the run. As soon as we land, it's going to be time. So I'll make sure to get my thank yous out of the way. Thank you to the
Good God, the
GDQ for
teeth, the
having me,
jaw. Oh my
especially for
God.
having me for
Oh, that
Get it
is.
off.
Oh, I didn't notice
Thank
that.
you to the
Oh,
Only Up community
that's
that
terrifying.
has kept this game alive, even after getting
Wait, you're not
delisted
gonna
on
land on the
Steam and
space
all that,
station?
They have kept this game
That's not
alive
the end
and
of the
still
game.
continue to
That's
run it,
lame.
and they're so passionate.
'Cause that's higher.
Time, by the way.
GG.
Thank you. What was the time on that
my
run?
god.
16:36. Wow.
Yeah, all right, well.
That is quite a run.
Well, you saw the end of the game. No need to play it anymore, right? You saw what was up in the sky.
Yeah, they probably skipped several hours of
Game over.
frustrating gameplay.
The greatest
Right.
place to spend your time. I wouldn't want to have any other hobby other than speedrunning. It is so much fun, and yeah, that's about it. I'll save maybe some more of my speeches for the end of Sekiro versus Elden Ring, which, by the way, you are not going to want to miss. Both of those runs are absolutely ridiculous. We break the games in so many ways. I'm kind of rooting for Sekiro because it's a little bit nicer for me to run. But
Oh,
at the
interesting.
same time, the Elden
They
Ring
have a
run
little
is
pop-up thing
just
now.
so ridiculous.
What?
I kind
Follow-
of want to show it
look
off.
in the top
I don't
right
even
on
wanna
the stream.
Spoil what's coming.
I don't see it.
Just in case it does win.
On Twitch?
But yeah, whichever one wins, it'll be awesome, and I will.
Maybe it's not showing up for me
doing
at the
that
moment.
on Saturday. So with that,
There's a little
I think
pop-up thing
we're
that said,
all good.
"Come
Let's get out of
follow-
here. Thank you all so
Follow
much. See you later.
the Mitch
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Mitriz
So
or
much for the
what his name is.
amazing run and Twitch chat
That's new.
audience. Go ahead and stand up, get
Yes.
a
I
drink,
mean, I'm sure it's
take a
not new to
break.
Twitch,
We'll
but
be
it's new for
right back.
GDQ.
Well, I mean, you don't watch
When Doug and Andre
Twitch
came
as
to
often as I do,
TurboTax,
or GDQ as much as I do.
I don't.
I made their move count. We've
They
guaranteed 100%
have
accurate taxes for millions of
they go
people.
all year round. Like,
Oh,
they do something
yeah,
good.
you mean like the
Intimate
yeah.
TurboTax.
Yeah, I mainly
They're-
watch just the big events, big stuff, because it ruins the magic a little bit when I watch like the hot fixes and all that stuff.
There are some interesting hot fixes though. I will say
I
that.
know that there is some interesting stuff that happens. I'm just saying, like me personally, I know myself. If I was watching it all year round, then GDQ would just lose its magic for me. So I want to keep the magic.
I generally only tune into like games that aren't normally on the main events.
See, I like watching just as many runs as I can that I think sound interesting.
Yes. Yes.
I don't think I'll be able to watch... I might be able to watch StarCraft tonight. Who knows?
StarCraft. That's a bit late.
Let's see. What time is that going to be?
It's gonna be 10:30, 11.
Yeah, it might be a little bit too late. We'll see.
Yeah. I got a call from, or not a call, but a text from my lead about an hour ago saying, "Hey, too cold. Stay home. Work tomorrow.
Lucky
Stay
bastard.
home tomorrow." I
Lucky.
know.
Wait. What's the temperature there?
Not gonna lie, it's probably just an excuse.
Sounds like it.
Tomorrow's gonna be a high of 27 and a low of 15.
Oh, come on.
But it is getting down to. You have to understand, it is Oklahoma though. It is cold for us.
I know, but like, dude, it was like negative 10 degrees this morning, and nothing was canceled, and I still had to go into work just fine. And with wind chill, it was like negative 30.
I believe it. But hear me out. Hear me out. It's
No
been so cold.
cancellations.
It's been so cold that I go out into my garage, and like I can see like my breath.
Oh, wow. So cold. You can see
It
your
is.
breath.
Yeah, that's normally outside. That's not normally like
Oh,
in my
that's funny.
garage.
Oh, man. If anything, I should have had a cold day cancellation. Come on.
Yes, look, I get it. It's colder where you're at. I understand.
I have, you know, like in like games and in movies and stuff, when you're inside like a snow cave and you see like the frost on the walls and it like frosts, like if there's like old treasure chests, there's frost and things on it.
Yes.
That's my garage right now.
On the inside or the outside?
On the inside.
I mean, that's fair. Again, it's not a fucking contest, man. Like,
No,
it's,
no. I'm saying it looks pretty cool because I really like that sort of thing.
that I wish I had that. I wish I had that.
I know, it's pretty sweet. Like, it looks like you're walking into a snow cave.
Do you have insulation on your garage, or is it just like the door?
Well, it's kind of a weird... It's a detached garage, and it's like halfway in the hill.
Okay.
And it's like all
Together
brick.
we embark on a mesmerizing road trip where mysteries and
But-
stories long buried come to life. You can all hit the road.
It must be pretty damn cold in your basement, though.
Open
Yeah.
roads launches on
Yeah, it's
peacefully
pretty chilly in my
promised
basement. I'm fine with a blanket and a sweater though.
Welcome back again. I have $30 from Songbird. Did someone say dog ending?
Yeah,
Take my
look
money.
at that Mega Man
Thank you so
3.
much for your donation.
Yeah.
I have $100 from Thena52. Pleased to have dog diagnosis.
I also do.
Apparently-
But you know what? It is
Oh,
up
go
to
ahead.
you,
Speaking of the
audience,
coldness
to
in my
get the dog
basement,
ending. We are at
I do
7,923
shut the vents in
out
the
of
basement so that the
$10,000
heat gets
from
up
Top
to
End of
the
Run.
top
But there's
floors
not a lot of
easier.
time to get those donations
So that
in.
because
That's okay.
because my bedroom is more
I'd like
important
to
than the
see
basement to be
dog
heated.
ending. Dog,
Yes,
cute,
I
good.
bet your
That's
wife
all I have to say. I have
appreciates that.
$25 from
It gets pretty
Denali.
warm because we have to shut the cats out.
I'm so sorry. That
Mhm.
says show me the
And with the
dog.
door closed in the
We're doing
bedroom,
our
it gets
best. We're
pretty
getting there.
nice and warm in there.
Thank you
So
so much for your
we're
donation.
usually
I have
fine
$25
for
from
sleeping.
Dart,
And it's not too warm.
cool.
You know, it's
Secret
comfortable.
is pretty sweet.
Kind of thing.
Dogs, the
Ah.
best. Secret dog ending. Take my money and make it happen, chat.
Secret
Thank you so
dog
much for
ending.
your donation.
Yeah,
And
so my
with
room
that,
got
as
a little
reminder,
bit
we
too
have
warm last
2,000 to
night.
go for that, but our next
Oh
one is
yeah,
ready.
don't you
So we're gonna
don't you
go
love that
to
when that
Crisis
happens
with
where
Silent Hill
it's
2.
like dead of
Take it
winter,
away.
it's freezing cold outside, and you're sitting in your
Yeah.
bed and you're like, I'm too hot right now.
All right.
Yep.
I think we're ready to go. Welcome on
Silent
in.
Hill
Hope you're all doing
2.
good today.
I didn't know there was a
We're gonna get
secret
started
dog
in a
ending in this
moment
game, by the
here,
way.
But before we
Oh,
begin,
I did.
we go on to our,
It's-
I
it's
guess everyone introduce themselves.
fantastic.
I'm Dysa. I do a lot of horror games. Hope you're doing good. And how about we get a quick couch introduction here?
Hi, I'm Carsey.
This was the first game that my wife and I played in high school together.
Hi, I'm Nally.
Oh.
Alrighty. Anyway,
On the
before we do,
PS2.
we have a quick setup we have to do. I'll call when time
So
begins.
this probably has some
one, I want to say
special
before we do
meaning to
anything,
you.
Thank you all for hitting this bonus
Yeah, it's
game.
pretty
I hope you have
fun.
a wonderful time. And I guess
Sitting
we
in
get the
my
trick right at the
parents'
beginning of
living
the
room
game.
playing
Actually, we're rebooting the game.
Hey, Sonic, how you
Something called
doing?
RNG
Hey Sonic,
manipulation.
how's it going?
If I do a very particular setup, I will know everything in this game. So let's see.
Oh, I
Okay.
noticed that there's.
This game
Is there
very,
multiple
very
Ocarina of Time stuff this year, or is it just the one run?
I don't know.
Trick at
I know there's
hand
at
is
least
by letting these
a
menus boot the way
run
they
of it.
are and beginning like
I know
that.
there's
I'm
a
going to
run of
have
it,
a
yes.
Very particular seed. Anyway, if we're ready to go, we can get started. In,
But yeah.
Let's count
So
down.
I promise you, Tonic,
3, 2,
that the secret dog ending is more like imagine what the secret dog ending is, and it's just like
Hill 2.
so much better than what you're imagining.
To start things off, we
Nice.
have our first trick. of the
I'm
game.
doing all right.
Maybe
I'm
using a
staying warm and
game save
cozy.
feature
I
on
get to
the
watch
PC port
AGDQ.
to allow us to bypass a
So
lot in this
it's
game. Normally, you'd have to grab a map.
pretty
We're not
good
gonna do
day.
that. We use the game save to just.
Yeah,
avoid
I'm
it
doing pretty
entirely.
good.
It saves minor
I'm
amount of
staying
time,
warm
and we save
in
a
the
lot more time as we
tundra
go.
up here in
The
Iowa.
game save function is going to allow us to bypass a
I'm
lot of gaming
snowed,
mechanics.
like
One
almost
number one
snowed in,
such
but not
is
quite snowed in.
stamina.
We got like record snow, well not
We
record
also
snow, but
see
like
quite a lot
top
as we go.
5 snowfall
Yeah,
for
I guess
Iowa
you're
ever
gonna
kind of
be
thing
saving over
this
1,000
last
pounds?
week. So
Definitely.
we got cumulative
Like, these numbers are
over,
incredibly high. I'm matching it on my.
I want to say it was
X
over
button on this controller. I'm using the
25
remote
inches
controller.
total.
It is going to be a lot. Like normally, I'm
Yeah.
like somewhere in like the
Yeah,
200 to 500 range.
man, Friday I
That's
couldn't
probably
get into
saves
my
you
alley
minutes.
to
Yeah,
get
just
to my
even a
garage,
prize or something, right? You can have
and I
something
couldn't
fun
even
with
get
that.
to
Not
in
an actual
front of my
prize, but you can
house
feel good
because they
about it.
didn't plow the street and side streets.
Anyway, we're going to hit a very minor trick to start things off.
It was not fun.
What we're going to be doing is we are going to be matching start here. I didn't get it. It saves a second if you get it.
But
It's really
now I can get in
minor.
and out of my alley
It's
and get to
kinda
work
cool that
fine,
You can
so.
save a very minimal
Yeah,
amount
that's good.
of time.
Is that
While we're
text, like,
running into
frozen?
town, one important thing to talk about is
Yeah,
this
the game
category of
saved?
Silent
What's
Hill
going on
2
with that?
Something that's going to be very new.
I don't.
Silent Hill
Why is that
don't
there?
know.
For hard speed running.
Did they do
I think
something?
it's I think it's I think it might be part of the speed run. Just
Hard
Did he
is
do
going to
anything?
be
I didn't
hard
see him.
action and hard riddle or
I
puzzles.
don't know, but
So
it
we're
looks like the
amping up
text is
difficulty
frozen.
on
Yeah.
everything. Normally on 80%, you pretty much one-shot things, go scene to scene. And this difficulty, we're going to be
yes, this
doing
brings
a
back
lot.
memories.
We're going to be doing a lot of combat, a lot of really everything.
I haven't played this game since that time I played it with V in high school.
As well.
I know. So you know the story behind this
First
fog,
we're running
right?
into the town for right now, so
What?
a quick donation.
Why the game is so
Absolutely.
foggy?
Also, we are only $100 away from the dog
Mm-mm.
ending, which is amazing. I have $50.
It's,
plus
because of the
Sandra
limitations of the
Patrick
PS2.
donated, first time being a
Oh, the draw
Um,
distance?
Yes, they were using this to massive draw distance, but it ended up just working really, really.
So much for your donation. And also we hit the dog
It worked
ending.
really well in the favor of like the game's theme.
Yeah.
So that way, whenever they do the remakes, they keep the fog anyway.
That's awesome.
Route that in, and right now we're gonna be
I mean, it
introduced
does.
to, one of
Like the
more
fog
prolific
makes the game,
save
really.
tricks. We're
It
gonna put some
does,
defense there 'cause there's
but
no
it's
reason to go back.
it's
I'm going
only
to
there
look
because
for
of a
Mary.
technical limitation. It's
You'll see for a
awesome.
while
I
the
find that
defense
funny
is
though
going up.
that they were going to
As long
make
as
it
the
without
defense
it. Like
saved,
it would have
I'm
been
gonna
a
be able to
not
keep
as
that
good of a
there the
game,
whole
not even
time.
close.
No, it wouldn't.
And this is going to
It
have
would have been a pretty
variety of neat
subpar
effects
horror
that's gonna
game.
break the game entirely.
It's the Bob Ross theory.
Before we go into
It's just a
that,
happy little
I'll explain
accident.
that in a moment.
Yep.
But the reason why this exists is because I'm playing on the 2001 PC port. It came out a little bit after.
So,
the original
yeah,
game,
we're getting the dog
and,
ending.
faster
Yay.
development, so they kind of threw in a quick save,
And I
quick load
can't
feature
wait
that
to
wasn't
see
really
it.
tested.
Yes.
And that's why it works. The game is great. It just, when you add in a feature that's just not tested as much, you lead to things like this. This isn't intended. This is just, how it goes.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
Really
so
much
what does
just
this
a little
all
bit.
do is the question.
So normally you would have to go get the wooden plank, which would also get the radio. So what this effectively does is allows Ek to skip this entire phase. It saves about, I think, a minute and 20 seconds or so.
Roughly that, yeah.
Hey,
so
he didn't
right
stop.
there would be
He
the
ran through the stop
cutscene
sign.
and would push James to go in that
He's not in the
direction
car.
towards the
You're supposed to
blood.
stop.
But instead, we
He's
just
not
go
in the car.
straight to an alleyway,
So,
pick
doesn't
up
matter.
a key, and away we go. And you can hold it
He didn't even look
for,
both ways before he crossed the street.
however long you want, really. It gets rid of items, enemies, and as well as some cars.
Oh, what's the
maybe.
funny story,
Yeah,
Sonic?
we can see a magic trick. So
Oh, yeah.
right now you see nothing, and there's gonna be like a little shout on the left. Oh, hey, look,
It's
a car.
not true though, apparently. Huh?
Just spawns in, Oh, there it is. Found it.
There's my car.
It's like that movie, Dude, Where's My Car?
Does Silent Hill 1 also have fog?
Until Ak actually stopped
I never
game
played
saving for
one.
a minute and spawned in that car right there. The game effectively thought that it was still stuck in the checking the fence event
Yeah.
from which we started storing the text. So to that end, with James still being able to move, we were able to bypass all
Game
those triggers
saved.
and go.
Yeah. And right now we got the key to the apartments. We're gonna be entering the first, I guess you call it like what, a dungeon location? I don't ever know in horror games because like it's a set piece or something, right? I don't know, what do you call them, dungeons?
I suppose so.
I mean, you could classify it as a dungeon, honestly.
Oh, so there's a lot
Like
of food
just
and Silent
breaking
Hill.
it
They have
down
a
to
lot
the
of
basic
Italian
structure
and
of the
Mexican food in
game.
this place. Like I've looked at a map and like you have like
Like
Big
you
J,
could consider it.
there's, like,
This is the
a few other
overworld, and then
places.
that's like a
Sounds like that
dungeon
kind of
going
place, huh?
inside.
Oh.
I mean, if this place wasn't actively trying to kill you, I think it would actually be a pretty
Yeah, I'd
nice
live
little
here.
spot to go
Oh,
for
yeah,
a
once
vacation.
Pyramid
Probably
Heads
was
show up.
vacationing. That's the plot of the game, right? He came over with his
It's
wife,
not-
and then
it's
you know,
not,
monsters came, so
time
maybe he's
yet.
not so happy. I mean, it's deeper than that, but that's the gist of it. Anyway, we're
Seems
officially in the
very
apartments.
scary.
We're out of the intro.
Well, just imagine
Alrighty,
playing
so for
this
hard mode, I'm actually
at
grabbing that very
nighttime,
early. We're going to
all
get
the lights
a
off
lot of different
in the
routing
middle of a
than
room.
normal because we're going to need a lot of resources. One of the big reasons why
No.
is because there's going to be a
I
lot
won't
of
do that.
enemies. This should be an enemy right over here. We're going to want to ignore him.
Creepy fucker.
These guys are going to be in the
Because I don't
way.
play
We're going to have a
horror
few different
games.
strategies to deal with them.
You know this.
One of which is the management of light. Light in Silent Hill, obviously, we get to see. That's good. But the enemies see. And like, you know, a lot of gamers, they're afraid of the light. So they will attack us immediately. So what we want to do is if we're running past them, we just don't have the light on. We want to turn that off. Also,
Hold
another
on.
minor thing about
Did
this
they,
game
like,
is I
bump
don't know
up
how many
the-
of you,
the brightness
played
on this
Super
game or
Smash Bros.
something?
Brawl, but this game has tripping.
Because
On
they're turning
hard
off the
mode,
light
it's
and be like, oh yeah, I
exclusively
can just
tripping.
run right past it.
So,
When I originally
wondering,
played this,
how
you
do
turn
we
off the
deal
light,
with
you can't
this?
see
Game
shit.
saving actually fixes that problem.
They
For some
they probably
reason, I
turned up
found
to
out
the
that if you
brightness.
mash
way
Cheaters.
indoors,
That's not the
you
way to
will
play
never
this game.
actually trip. It just removes the ability to do so. I can show in a moment what it looks like. Maybe it's every time I try showing it off, it's like, oh nope, it's not happening. He's lying. But let's see if I can get like right here, maybe. Yeah, see, look,
There
that's
we
what the
go.
tripping
It's a
looks like.
bump.
If it looks like I'm not doing anything, we're doing that. By the way, I remember to equip the gun in practice. I forgot to do this.
Oh,
and it
that's a
was
funny
sad.
story.
Let's get that guy's screen,
Yeah, I don't think that's
and
true.
I'm actually doing a minor thing
But I
here
think
where
what
need to
Hybrid
reboot
said
in the
earlier
game
was probably more
by just
true about the
aiming.
draw
And look, he's red.
distance.
He's
Yeah.
there.
It was-
There he is.
Wow,
Yeah.
look at that.
Because if you play old games
door
and you
doesn't
like
actually
start walking
activate.
down the street,
Anyway,
things will
right
start
now,
popping
we're
in.
gonna- Let's talk about that RNG I mentioned earlier.
Hey,
So,
Jasmine.
this is
Jasmine.
actually the
How you
first
doing?
run at a like
And they added the fog to like
I did show
hide the
this
fact
off at
that things were
GDQ
being
in this
loaded
category.
in.
However,
Yeah.
for, I guess, you know,
Because
AGDQ
the draw
So-
distance
GDQ
isn't very
physical
good on some of the
GDQ
older
events,
consoles.
This is the first time Silent Hill
No.
has been shown
Like, you
since
probably,
the discovery of
um,
RNG manipulation.
Yeah,
I
what's
talked
a good
about
game to,
earlier
like-
that I will know everything, and I quite actually mean that for the game. Based on the
oh,
clock
yeah, like-
timer,
like,
I'm
some of the
going to
glitches
have a
in,
certain frame. This
Breath of
frame
the
is going to
Wild,
have every single
um,
puzzle answer tied to it.
you're moving
These
so
good
fast
numbers
that
or bad
the
numbers,
game
starting
has to
position
stop
is
and
what
load
matters. The answer will always be
environment.
9:10 for the clock.
Oh, really?
The starting position.
Yeah,
hilarious.
Bad.
so-
Hopefully we'll get good. What do y'all think we're gonna get?
So yeah, fog is
It's a
probably
marathon.
if there's fog in a game,
But
like
I'm
especially
hoping
old
for
games,
good.
it's probably
Feeling
being
it.
used to mask
Draw
assets
distance.
being loaded in.
Yeah, that's usually what it's
It's
for.
really bad.
I'm doing good, Jasmine.
That is horrendous.
Yeah, how are you?
245. Okay.
I'm
That
just
really
trying to
does
stay
sound
warm
on
in the
245.
frozen tundra of
Most likely
Iowa.
going to be on, I'm gonna
Lots
say
of snow,
here. It's
lots of
gonna be a bit
cold.
meaningless to a lot of you.
Yes.
However, for
See,
me and
negative-
Kat,
negative
it means
30
something.
with
We are
wind chill
likely
this
on
morning.
23.
23.
I
So,
would be
C23,
covering up in a
the way I
blanket, but
believe the game was very
somebody
particular.
is
I let the
snuggled
intro screens rolled out,
on top
but
of
then
it.
afterward I started
Aw,
mashing the button
mouse.
to immediately get in
Yes.
the game. By starting as soon as possible,
he wants
I
to get
normally end up
warm.
around frames 20 to 30.
Well,
I
of
don't
course
really
he's
frame
warm.
count,
And
but I
he's
literally have
snoozing.
a list of like, oh, here's the
He's
numbers,
just a
and they
snoozing
correspond
little
to these
boy.
people's
Here, let me
numbers.
take a picture
I
of
call
it.
them
I'm gonna take it.
seeds. Everyone calls them
Oh,
seeds.
nope, you woke up.
Anyway,
Never mind.
you use this cutscene to find out what's
Oh,
here.
whoa,
That
whoa.
road
Whoa, what just happened?
That was like
I'm
a
gonna ask my
monster
calculator
orgy.
about
What the
this number,
fuck?
and, you know, if you want to play along at home, will you remember the number?
Looked like they were all
23?
fucking
See, I find singing helps me, but I'm not gonna sing right now.
Are you gonna sing
secret
23?
monster orgy.
What kind of song is that?
I don't know. 2, 3, 2, 3.
Oh.
I just remember. I don't know.
Yeah, one thing
That's
that
fair. That's fair.
like this, like the speedrun, I get it
Anyway,
why you'd
right
want to have the
now,
brightness
we're
up,
gonna
but
be
like it kind of
making our way
ruins
back
the
to another part of
ambience
The apartments
and
are
the
very
environment
much
of the
a,
game.
Oh, hey, there's several locked regions. And we're gonna
Nobody
be
cares.
doing these.
I'm just
One of the
saying.
Gotta go fast.
cool areas of Silent
I'm
Hill
just
that I
saying
would
it's
expect.
so
We
much
have
cooler
the infamous
with the
juice
brightness
puzzle,
turned down.
Well,
which I guess the
Bolt
common
didn't play
question
the
is,
game
what
with the
juice do you
brightness
think it
turned
is?
down, Tonic.
Yeah, I know. Casually, it makes
Yeah,
sense.
this is like to save the frames versus save the animals.
I know. I'm just
Someone in
saying
the
it's
crowd say
just
orange.
it's just more
It's
fun.
orange, I think,
That's all.
isn't it?
Because you can't see
I think
anything
it's
without the light.
I don't even know.
I
You know what?
will
I
turn the
don't know.
brightness all the way up on horror games.
Red Bull. There we go.
Yeah.
Got it. Thank
Scaredy
you.
cat.
Okay, we got it.
That's
And there's nothing you can do to stop me.
Anyway, we're gonna take this juice and we're gonna be getting the first.
It also
R3
makes it, if you
puzzle
turn the
on
brightness down, you
coins.
don't really
Coin
see
puzzle is
the lack of
ultimate,
detail in certain
end goal
areas
for the
too, because it's so
apartments.
dark.
Every area in this game is gonna have
Yes.
like, oh, you have to solve a puzzle to leave. This one's going to be the coin puzzle, which is gonna be really easy when we get there. Anyway, there's our case of juice.
It's
We're gonna drop it back
juice.
down.
Yes,
and
the
we're gonna be
Case
getting
of
the other coins
juice,
here.
in quotes. Juice.
Oh, sorry. the case
Quote
of-
on,
how could we forget?
quote unquote.
As well, there's gonna be another minor skip that was found a while back. It's gonna be pretty fun here, but you can actually use the game save feature when you
Because,
grab items and during like little cutscenes like this. And
We
we'll be
can't
able to
have
move
the
in
R-rated
dark.
language
And hey,
till
look,
after a
I was already partway to
certain
that door
point
by
in
the time
time
we
in the
did that.
stream.
I think Punchy
that true?
infamously call that like what's
They usually save
had a
like
name about the, head,
the
but I
foul
don't
language
remember.
games for
But
after
it was
like
there. I mainly remember about game saving. I saw that sign
after
in my
10
room, by
p.m..
the way.
Gotcha.
Like years ago in like what 2019
infamous game save
yep
sign,
Punchy did
right.
a run of Silent Hill 2 at GDQ and there was a sign. I left that at home. It is in my room because I was not thinking this was going to get pulled from backup. But you know what, here we are.
oh,
Surprise, surprise.
this game was on
All right,
backup.
so
Wow,
we haven't
okay.
talked about much yet that should come up is the idea of ammo routing. On hard mode, we need more ammo.
That's weird
Surprisingly
because
enough,
it was
things
on
took
schedule
longer to
from
go,
the
and
beginning.
we'll grab
So
some
how was
bullets
it?
right here.
Maybe it was like a
Normally, you
backup,
would route
as
the
in
bullets a bit
like
differently.
they knew before
However, we're gonna be using these
Yeah.
bullets right
before
here
it
for some
started?
additional shots.
Maybe it was like a
We're
really,
gonna need
really
this
early
for our
cancellation.
first boss, which is coming
That
later,
could be.
and we'll talk more about what
Like-
that means. But just understand
like
right
something
now,
got
the bullets we're
approved, then,
grabbing
like,
are very particular. If
before-
we do not have these bullets, what will happen is I will have to like
Schedule went
wander
live,
my
like,
room
something
for,
came
like,
up.
What is it like?
Yeah,
5
maybe
minutes?
someone like couldn't come,
About, yeah. Yeah, something like
like
that.
they were
That's
going to come
long.
and then
We don't
something
need to
happened.
do
They had to
that,
back
so
out.
Make sure you get the
Yes. It
proper
happens. It
ammo,
happens.
right?
It happens.
Anyway, we're gonna make
Yes.
our way over to the
Sadly.
next apartment. How about we throw in a quick donation?
Absolutely. I have $222 from Game Saved that says Game Saved.
From Game
Well,
Saved.
yeah, look, they're on the
Game
screen right
Game saved.
Thank you so
there.
much for the
Game
donation.
saved.
Is that going to be like a
Alrighty, so
meme
now we're on the
for
other
the rest
side
of the
apartments. We have our
It's already
game
a
save
meme.
as
We'll
always.
see if
By
it
the way,
sticks.
we have more game save on hard mode just because I have to do it in every single room of the game.
I'm starting to think that your saves are going to be over 2,000.
Oh, I
Maybe
usually
not.
have,
Oh,
like,
he's
2,000.
is he pressing a button
I
to
think in
save?
practice I had one that was 2,700.
Yeah, that sounds about
I thought you had to like go to a
Get some
thing to
hand
save,
bullets
but
there,
apparently you
and
don't.
Getting the last of our coins.
I don't know.
As well, we're
Maybe
gonna
on the
be having a
PC you
neat
can just
little
save whenever.
Change up in the run, but a lot of people wonder.
Yeah,
oh, do you
every
play
room he goes
on,
into, he's
keyboard
saving it,
mouse, or
that's
do you
why.
Controller, both. So all my movement has been on controller because that
Is
gives
that
us
because of autosave, or?
motions that you played on keyboard, you
No,
only
I
have,
think
like,
he's
3
pressing it.
corrections. There's a lot more. But for things like this in the cursor, I'll be going over to the mouse. The answer will be gold 5, silver 2, and snake 4. I'm also pushing start in between these because that allows me to get to the input of the coins a little bit faster. It's a very minor technical thing we do. It saves time. A lot of this adds up over time. A lot of horror games are like, oh, you do these really minor things. And then surprisingly enough, they add up to like 20 minutes or something. And it's kind of wild. Anyway, we got the key immediately. I hope I picked up the key there, actually. I'm also memory may have just defeated me. I'll have to do a walk of shame if I didn't, but hopefully I did.
We'll find out.
Wait, did I? I did, okay. Sometimes you forget.
No walk of shame.
Try to keep you on your toes.
Exactly. Anyway, we're going to be hitting the first boss right now. We got the apartment stairway key, and this boss fight is going to be an
first boss
absolute
fight.
blast.
Boss
literally.
fight.
So, here's what's going to happen. This is probably one of the most famous fights in Silent Hill. This is the Pyramid Head fight. What we're going to
There you
do
go.
is
Here's
walk
Pyramid
into-
Head hybrid.
If my couch wants to count,
There he
we
is.
need to count 4 times. We're counting the ammo clips. We're going to walk into him and just shoot him in the face. Anyway, 1. For some reason,
What?
walking into
What?
like this
Wait,
just prevents
what?
him from ever attacking you. He
What?
wants to walk up to you to hit you more too.
What?
This way, he just will never attack me.
Oh,
He is constantly in a
what
stasis.
the
but we need to hit
hell?
him a lot. Luckily, every hit will be hitting him 3.
Oh my
7.
god.
7. No, that's 7. This is 3.
23.
Oh, no, that's the wrong.
Right?
Different.
Right, Sonic?
Anyway, 4.
4.
Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And dead.
Dead, in quotes.
Hey!
Yep, he never even did.
Wow.
Just walked into him the whole time, and he was so intimidated by us.
Leave it speedrunners to trivialize a scary fight.
Right?
Every
This fight was
difficulty.
so
You
fucking
just
hard
walk
when I
into
played
him
it.
And just shoot him, or bonk him in the head with a plank.
Which I don't think anyone ever expected you. All right, hey, how do you do this boss fight? Walk into Pyramid Head and shoot him like 45 times.
You gotta assert dominance. That's how you do it.
I feel like if someone shot me 45 times in the
Well, I
face,
mean-
would probably leave too if I was alive.
I know who's.
You know what? I had enough of this.
I do know.
Exactly.
Even though I've never played this game, I do know kind of like the lore of this game, so it makes sense
Yeah.
that like
And we're out
that
of
would
the
work.
apartments, and we're able to make our way to the next part of town. This is like the part of the
That's funny.
game that's like, oh, let's introduce everyone to characters. You're gonna like a cutscene
Because,
with
like,
Laura. You're gonna see
Pyramid,
the
like,
park.
is him,
And,
right? Like, it's
James
just
is
like a
actually gonna do
manifestation
little
of
magic
his
trick here for us.
mental whatever, right?
So normally,
I think
cutscenes
so.
will slow us down.
So,
There's
yeah, it makes sense, like, yeah,
in this
just-
game that are
just
a little bit more, let's say,
assert
malleable,
dominance.
more breakable.
And he won't
James is
attack you.
Really interested in the sign, the Rosewater Park, and we're just gonna run away.
So this is that park.
Bye.
See
That
ya.
park, Mary. Oh, Mary. Oh,
Whoa.
Here, Mary, are you
Oh no.
Oh, yeah, we just can keep running
Game
during the
saved.
Say just bye. And then we get Maria. She's an escort mission, but she also is like the
It's an
world's greatest
escort
escort
mission.
mission because you don't ever
Sounds
have
so
to care
dirty.
about her. Like in other games, it's like, oh, make sure they don't die. Make sure you keep them with you. Like if you ever played Silent Hill 4, Eileen is you have the babysitter.
Oh, man.
Make sure she's close.
Okay,
Maria
I have
just-
played- I've
you're
actually
on the other
officially
side of the
played a
map, she'll just
game.
immediately teleport to you, no matter what you
You
do.
played a
That has
game.
like the best escort
And since
missions
only
ever.
5 people
Oh, yeah?
donated for this,
I've
we'll
been
now be
playing Persona
grabbing
5
a very
Tactica.
important item.
Oh.
And like the escort missions in that game are amazing.
Right over here,
Cool.
if you be in the game at least once,
Because
there'll be a
you are
key.
completely in control of
We'll be
the
using that for
escort.
a,
Oh,
a special at the end of
nice.
this game.
Nice.
So like
We'll be playing
the
that after
like
the
the,
one
the,
that's
the missions
done.
where
I'll
you have to have
say,
an escort, like
right
you
away
actually
when
get to
we
move
get
them
that,
around
but
as a
we do need to
independent
grab the
unit,
key.
which is like
Just showing everyone
thank
got the
you.
goddamn key.
Very nice.
Yeah.
even though they can't attack or do anything, like you can actually like
Right now we're grabbing
as
the
a
steel
tactic
pipe.
style
We'll
game, like
grab that. The game will
tactically
solve
maneuver
that
them.
earlier. We talked about skipping the wooden plank. We don't have a melee weapon. There's
And
part of
it's
the game that requires
fantastic.
a melee weapon, and that is the only one we can grab on hard mode. Right now as well, I think it's for.
And then it's even more amazing whenever they can actually attack.
Of Silent Hill 2. And there's probably one
You know, I
thing
think
you
when
do
I
wanna
played
see.
this game for the first
And
time, I
yes,
had to
we'll-
print off a strategy guide on GameFAQs.
Let's see what Eddie's up to.
117 for gas. Oh my god.
$1.17 for gas. That dates this game.
Wow. That is cheap. And then, it's funny too when you see like videos of like the 70s and gas prices.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like
my
it's like
parents were like,
40 cents. So you're like, what?
Yeah, back and like my parents like back in my day, we only paid a quarter for gas. Like,
Yeah,
shut
that's
up.
just crazy.
Like, stop talking.
Yeah, right.
So what kind of pizza do you think Eddie has?
Looks good.
Oh, it's
Pizza.
got green on there.
Ugh.
It's got green on there, honey. I don't know.
What's wrong with vegetables?
Oh, I forget
What's wrong with vegetables?
Margarita?
Some people don't like them.
Maybe? I don't know.
Hey,
Also,
you
I want to point out right now.
Hey, you
that
it.
Issa Pizza
$1.06.
is in his
That's
face.
crazy.
Well,
He doesn't take bites.
I can't.
Oh, a liter.
It's full of monsters. How
Not a
can
gallon,
you
a
sit
liter.
there and eat pizza.
Well, how much is it? Anyway.
Get you.
All right.
I want a liter of cola.
People like the pizza cutscene. We'll play the pizza cutscene.
Alexa, how many liters are in a gallon?
Fun fact, by the way, this lets us talk more about Sonal 2 for a second. Cutscenes actually don't count against the in-game timer. For leaderboard rankings, Sonal 2 has a very sophisticated timer.
It ends up tracking, like it ends up converting.
Cutscenes do not. So
Yeah, how many?
you need to, like,
3.78 liters in a gallon.
Yeah, so that ends up being about what we pay for gas.
We did account for
Yeah,
the
it's
CDS
not
rate,
far
so
off.
right now, we're not like we're not going to hopefully.
You and your damn metric system.
I think it's like
I thought it'd be fun to show off.
260 around there for the cheapest gas right now.
For the Heaven's Night bar. However, something
What
very
the fuck
important.
was that? What are my cats doing
health
upstairs?
Oh, they're fucking around.
Just heard a loud noise.
Yep, they probably knocked something off the counter.
Probably.
Going to, because that would take a lot of time. So we try mainly to grab the ones that are immediately available.
Guess I gotta have one ear out of my
The next
headphones.
section can get a little bit dicey, so we want to make sure that we're doing nice and good coming up.
Love the music from Silent Hill.
Oh,
Is
they're
it?
like wrestling each other.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
So the
Okay,
hospital,
well,
we
let
have
them fight
a
it
lot
out.
going on here. We're going to be having a puzzle called the 4-lock box. This is going to have 2 keys and 2 codes. The keys are always in the same spot, but in the past, the codes were actually randomized. So, but, you know, with randomized codes and the ability to just decipher that immediately, my couch ideally
they're at the top
might
of the
know
stairs.
what the numbers are.
Okay.
That number I said earlier
They're
was.
probably fighting for the vent.
23.
I see.
There we go.
The
Wasn't
Do you
warm,
have chat
warm
open?
air vent.
Just out of curiosity, Tom, do you have chat
There's not gonna be
open?
a whole lot. I think Carsey might
Yeah.
have his laptop.
Oh, you mean the
I
Twitch
do not.
chat?
Oh, okay.
Actually,
Yeah.
Either way,
No,
He's
I
like,
don't.
yeah,
No,
he said it was okay,
I'm
so-
marking some of the chats like, I hope he remembers to save.
Shotgun, gonna get some supplies. We have a lot
Right.
of stuff coming up. I did a little loop to
saved.
avoid the nurse. The nurses hit pretty hard, so we don't want to get hit.
Yeah, they're not very nice.
We're getting some ammo there, along with the key. That is the second of the 2
23. What does
mandatory keys.
23 mean?
And now, funny enough, no matter how bad I played, as long as I didn't die, the health would actually be negligible for this part of the run. There's going to be some damage you are always going to be taking. Also, the answer to this is just the letter T.
Thank you.
Nightmare chapter.
I believe the hint for this
Nice.
puzzle is also, it's today, like this month's is T.
That'd be cool.
This month's password.
I
is
hate that.
T.
I just
What's
hate
the
jump
number
scare
answer?
stuff.
T,
That
the
is
T.
that's not scary. It's just it's a
Nothing else.
cheap.
Exactly.
Oh, you shouldn't have said that.
You know, I
'Cause
don't
now
think I took any
it's
hits,
gonna
by the way,
add
on the
jump
way here.
scares.
Yeah, you've been very lucky.
Okay, so we're now
Well,
on
then
the
I guess
move.
I'll just
We're gonna
never
be
play
getting
her
a cutscene
game.
That's going to take out all of my health. That's
I mean,
why
I
it
don't
doesn't
think
matter if you
anyone
hit
really
or not,
likes
because you're
jump
always gonna be getting
scares.
up in the same amount of health.
Well, there's probably
Do
some
this by
people that
pausing on
do,
trip,
but I don't
and
think
now
many
the
people
numbers
like
are going to
jump
be,
scares.
60,
I'm more annoyed
59, and
than afraid of them,
33 if I
you
did
know?
it right.
Right.
Like, I'll react because that's a natural
All right, let's see what we
reaction
get.
that happens, not that I'm scared, you know?
I hope we did it right. If I did
Right.
not do it right, I'm going to have to do a walk of shame that I do not.
So I get more annoyed with them. Because they're just
I
dumb.
always
It's
do
just
that
a
hit. This
gimmick,
nurse is
you
one of the
know?
most aggressive nurses. This one's up in the air.
Because
She's
it
probably
can't
gonna
actually
hit me.
scare you.
Let's
Exactly,
go for a
it's just
safety
cheap
health,
gimmick.
just to be safe. These nurses will almost always hit you.
like, get
Luckily, there's a
creative.
health drink in here.
Actually scare
With
me.
The upcoming boss, I want to be very careful.
Are you sure you didn't need to use that save point right there?
Positive. We have an extra save, huh? Anyway, what are those numbers?
68, 59, 78, 33.
Let's see. And we're good.
Oh.
And what was the other one?
68:59.
Thank you very much. Now I don't have to read. It's faster that way.
Let's go. The RNG
Yep.
work. Let's go.
Okay, I'm back.
So, as a result of that, I've now solved a
Had a
puzzle
little
with
coffee
numbers
there
I
for a
have
second.
never seen in the game. I have no way of actually knowing those numbers, but luckily my couch is clairvoyant and just
Yeah, he
told
does
me those
actually.
numbers.
Yeah, I
Huh?
think you're. I
What?
think you're right, Sonic.
Okay, so
He-
we're gonna be doing
James
this
does
really
look like
quick.
a
We
kind
got
of like a
full
young
health, it's
Gary
pretty
Ools.
nice. We get a hair, which
Ools? I don't know how you pronounce this
he
thing.
just finds a hair, I guess. There.
I don't know who that is.
Oh my
We're
god.
also gonna be doing another trick right now. Which
Ever
is
seen
gonna
The
be a little
Princess
bit
Bride?
cheeky, but we're gonna save in the
Oh,
other, then
okay.
we'll load that save.
He's
That's gonna
the
save all the
Dread
time
Pirate
spent in the elevator.
Roberts.
So James just sort of
Oh, okay.
teleports
The
to
main
the first
character.
floor.
He's magical.
He's been in a
And
lot
now
of
we're
stuff.
gonna be
but
having
that's
probably
one
one
thing
of
he's
my
well
favorite
known
fights
for.
in the game. I've spent a lot of time working on this fight. This is going to be the flesh lips. Anyway, if anyone on the couch wants to take it away,
It was jump
have
scares.
at it.
Bryce, you wanna go with it?
It's not scary.
I'm good.
Just
You're
gimmicky.
good, okay. So flush lips is basically
Oh,
you
God.
have these hanging bodies from the ceiling that have dangly feet. If they grab
Ew.
you, you
Nasty.
have to wiggle out. So
Dangly bodies.
essentially, you just want to shoot them with the shotgun as many times as possible to stun lock them, back up a little bit,
Shot you to
shoot
the
them
crotch.
again until their feet raise. Now, once
Gets the
second
job
one
done.
is down, a third one will appear. Now, if you were to take too long, the third one would appear anyways. So doing it as fast as possible so you don't have 3 of them at once is very essential.
By the way, I'm saying right now, they normally die from anywhere from 5 to 6 hits. I've had 2 kills with 5. I've not had a single ticket damage. And by the way, I think the fight's done. And
Yep,
that's a
there
good,
you go.
perfect fight.
That was
Awesome.
perfect. Nice.
Oh, fight. Yeah, it does kind of remind me of Saw as well.
I have spent a lot of time with that fight. There's things like proximity. There's things like having the light on. They can kick you.
Yeah, the kick
that
is
went
awful.
Very well.
Yeah, that
like
went-
extremely well.
That was great.
So now we're in the other, we're in the hospital, the Otherworld hospital. We're doing the same trick with the elevator, but we can't abuse it too much. There are certain floors that if you try doing this, the game will actually soft lock, and that is really bad. So we're not going to do that.
I hope you
What we're gonna be
saved.
doing is we're grabbing a key there, and we're grabbing a med kit because med
You know,
kit's
just in
nice. That one's
case.
a really safe
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
And then once we're in here, what I'll be doing is I will be saving it, but I'm not gonna be loading it. For some reason, if you try loading the 3rd floor and only this one, the whole game breaks. I mean, it is like really bad soft lock. Like nothing will work. You try going into a door, James just like forgets how to open doors. He's like, huh, what's going on there? Never saw a door before. I don't know what that is.
Remember that Whiplash game that was earlier tonight?
But luckily, we didn't do that, so
what
James
game?
gets to have his
The
memory
weasel
live
and the
on for
rabbit?
another day.
Oh no, I didn't watch that.
What?
As well, we get to
You
see
didn't
our,
watch it?
Favorite character again.
No,
Why not,
I
man?
never heard.
Behind this bookshelf.
I never heard of it, so I went and did other things. Like I had
I
chores
can't
to
believe
take
it's
care of.
Maria from Dead
Oh,
by Daylight.
you
No
should
way.
you should watch the VOD of that one. That one's crazy.
Crazy.
That one's
Can't believe it.
hilarious.
They showed up and
All
this.
my favorite characters from Dead.
It's definitely one that you should watch.
So
It's
we're
not
gonna
very
get a
long
couple of
either.
rings. We get one of them from the
Okay.
bottom. We have Maria back, and I kind of talked to this
Because he
earlier,
skips
that
like
Maria
90% of the game.
Never really going to be a problem.
That's like
She's gonna
most
talk
of these
over a
games.
too. She's like,
No, I know,
"Oh,
but
she's
like it's crazy.
She just hangs out.
She'll be waiting in the back. She's not keeping up in speed. She's getting body blocked by the nurses. But you know what? That's fine. There's going to be like a radio show. But you know what?
Now that
I
I'm
don't
gonna
like
be
the
home
radio,
tomorrow,
so what
let
I'm
me
gonna do
see
is I'm
what's
just
on
gonna
the
skip it.
schedule.
Okay, bye.
I'm just going
Ooh,
to load the game.
lucky
and
you.
hear like a little bit of it. And then, no, James just like leaves the elevator.
I missed a bunch of stuff today because I was actually busy all day today at work.
Though I will say,
So I couldn't watch
Maria
any of it.
Can die. She does have the ability to die.
And
if
I'll
she
probably be
takes
busy
too
for
much
most of the day
damage.
tomorrow too. So
But thankfully, we're going
yeah.
in and out of rooms so quickly that
Alright, we're
I'm gonna miss a lot of
Still-
GDQ this week. I have to watch a lot of VODs.
All right, so this is pretty good so
Ooh,
far.
nurse.
And we're actually coming up on the
Hello,
boss this area.
nurse.
I love telling you about this boss. 'Cause this is a fun trick. I learned about this trick from
Oh,
a
there are a lot
Silent
of
Hill
women
runner
that
by
dress
name
up
of
as the
UFO
nurses
Techie,
from
who actually
Silent
has
Hill
ran
for
Silent
Halloween.
2 many years
That
back.
tells you anything
And it was
about the
a
nurses.
Pretty cool run. But he
That
never
they're
did
undead
hard
and
mode, but
sexy.
he ran. He
Yeah.
never did hard mode in GDQ. But he ran
Undead
hard
sexy
mode,
nurses.
And there's a very unique trick you can do here
Oh,
that is actually
sweet.
exclusive to hard mode. So if you've ever done
Oh,
this
this is
part
gonna
of
be
the game where the
awesome.
Pyramid Head is going to chase you and Maria. And what
Basically what's gonna
happens
happen is I'm
you
gonna go
know,
to sleep,
she will
and
just
I'll be waking
get
up in the
rocked,
middle
like
of
Kat
the
said,
awful
to
block.
die immediately. So what I'm gonna be
Oh,
doing
what
is
do we have?
mashing the map button and the game save button a few
okay,
times.
so-
Luckily, this is a pretty generous trick, and we're not going.
It
It's
looks
no
like
longer game save. Now
awful
it's
block
can't
starts
save.
at
Can't save.
Can't save.
I guess
Can't
around
save.
like
That is
4
the-
a.m.
That's right
Jeez,
there.
that's early.
You can't save here,
Yeah,
but
we
we
got.
broke the game.
Well, I
so
mean,
allowed
I don't
us
know.
to save and just
I don't know
overlap
why
the
they put it
text.
in the middle
You
of
can
like
actually
the
trip over these
night.
walls where I'm
Like,
taking
no, I
that's-
love Awful
but
Block.
I have now prevented Pyramid Head from
we
spawning
got-
while
let's
Maria is the
see.
fastest. She's able to keep up with us.
We
And,
have
we are out of here.
Contrast.
But wait, hold on.
Never heard
What's
of it.
going on
Backdoor
here? Wait.
skateboarding.
Because I broke
Orbo's
the game, the game's got
Odyssey,
some interesting quirks.
Super
Wait,
Cable Boy,
wait,
Bad
wait.
Dudes.
Oh, wait, they're panicking. Oh, what's happening?
Nice.
Arkanoid.
Oh no! Name undecided!
Oh no, it's Pyramid!
What was her name again?
Name undecided.
Parking lot. Oh,
Parking lot.
Parking lot.
No.
Miss you.
Oh
Parking lot is no
no.
longer with us. But you know what? We are out of the hospital, and that was a pretty good section, I'd say. Okay, so
Pyramid Head
this
walks
is
so
a
slowly,
fun
I don't
part of
know
the
how he
game
snuck
where
up
we're
on her.
getting told, okay, you need to backtrack all all the way through the city. We need to get a wrench, and then we need to go to the park and grab a key with the wrench. There are some walks of shame if we get it wrong, but what's going to happen right now is a lot of running through a dark town. I will keep the light on so we can see. Really quick, we do need to leave the hospital, but this is going to be a fun moment here if you've been enjoying this run or been enjoying the events, because now is a wonderful time for donations. Nicole, good night. Fire away. We are running through here for a bit.
Oh my gosh, I have so many. I have $75.
Go on.
We're so close to
Just
quarter
say,
mil.
Is that the guy from Dead by Daylight? I wonder what his special ability is in this game. Thank you so much for your donation. I have $250 from Cosmic Cow 99. Been waiting on this run all day. So excited. Ecdysis with Carsey Cat and Nally on the couch. And the greatest voice, Nicole Goodnight on the mic. Life is great. Good luck, have fun, everyone. Props to the tech crew. Hype, runner's choice for incentives. Thank you so much for your donation. I have $25 from Penguin with a gun. In my restless dreams, I see that town. Game saved. You promised you'd take me there again someday. And you did. Thank you, Ecdysis, for this wonderful run, and thank you to all who donated to bring us back to Silent Hill. Donation goes to Zelda 100%. Thank you again. I have $25 from Anonymous. Hard to see through all this dog. I see what you did there, and I appreciate it. Thank you. $25 from Geekish Gifts. So excited to catch yet another horror run by Ecdysis at AGDQ 2024. Even more excited that Silent Hill 2 made it to the stage again this year. Hey, Ecdysis, don't forget to save your game.
Oh, of course.
Thank you so much for
Oh
your
God,
donation.
you see that? There's something underneath his
One
feet.
more really quick, and then I'll have something to say.
Absolutely.
That's fine.
$25 from Trash
You didn't
Cat.
see
Hey,
it.
Ecdysis,
I
think you
didn't
forgot to
see it,
save your
no.
game.
Oh, of course. Well, luckily we have plenty of saves right now. So we're going to go back to fun donations in a moment. But neat quirk. Remember how earlier we talked about we skipped this like minute 20
Too
time
dark
save
to
by
read the
avoiding
map.
the blood?
Do you not have a
it
flashlight?
doesn't
I thought he had a
exactly
flashlight
move.
on him.
He does
It
have a
doesn't go
flashlight.
away, right? Like it just
Too
dry
dark.
blood on
It's
the
too
ground.
dark
Like,
to
move
read
that,
the
I'm
map.
concerned.
How is it too dark? You got a flashlight.
Game
saved.
There's no janitors in this town. There's like
Exactly.
nurses. It's all nurses.
Exactly.
Anyway, the point I'm making here,
Yeah, lots of nurses
that
in this
cutscene
town.
is still active, and we are backtracking to that part of the game as a result of
There's
the
got to
game
be
chat
something that's
progression.
freezing the
So you
text
may
on the
have noticed that we're
screen.
currently doing the game saved. It's too dark to read the map. The reason why is because if I don't do this, the game, this blatant, right in the middle of the game right now, the game would actually try to make me get the plank. At this point, I was like, oh, you didn't do the tutorial. Go get it. You have to. It's necessary. But we can actually just do that. We grab the wrench with our legs, because James just has hands coming out of his shins or something like that. And yeah, we're now back to action. We're going to be holding this for a little bit to avoid enemies. And now, Nicole, feel free to
Okay,
go
so
again.
it is
Absolutely.
tech.
I have $45 from
Yeah.
Sarah Guppy Worm. Had to donate during my favorite
Yeah, I
game.
just noticed that too.
Parking
It's
lot.
talking about
Thank you so much.
it would
I have
force him to do
$50 from Kate.
the
Happy to make
tutorial
my
and get the
first edition of
plank
the
if he didn't
marathon. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for your
have that
donation,
up.
Kate.
I just hit 30 minutes 5
$5
seconds.
game
What
saved,
are
it
what are
says.
you what is
Game
your
saved.
stream at?
Oh, I mean,
Yeah, that's
game
pretty much what it
saved.
is.
That's the one.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
I think we're about the same.
$33 from Honey
Yeah.
Bunny. Happy to see
What
every
browser
other
do you
legends on the
use?
couch during waking hours
Firefox.
for Silent Hill
Firefox.
shenanigans.
Okay.
To celebrate my 33rd birthday next week, here's a donation. Kudos to the staff, runners, volunteers, chat, and crowd for putting together one of my favorite weeks of the year. Cheers. Happy birthday, and thank you for your donation. I have $25 from Sushi Elemental donating 1 cent per save. Save the game and save the frames.
1
Thank
cent
you
per
so much
save.
for your donation.
I want to let you know right now I've started mashing the button faster. Sorry.
I didn't know we were doing this. Okay.
More saves.
All right, we got some saves. It's fine.
Oh, keep going.
Absolutely. I have a $1,000 donation from Caitlin Gadd. There is no comment, but
All right.
Wow, 1,000.
Let's go.
let's go.
Wow.
I have $5 from
Oh,
Yukimu. Good luck to our
it's almost
king
there.
of Silent Hill. $50 from Alter.
It's almost there.
Loved playing Silent Hill 2 as a kid.
676.
Good luck to Ecdysis on that run.
Yep.
Thank you so much for your donation. And as a reminder, we are
Nope.
only
$299 to go.
away from
Yep.
$250,000
So yeah,
raised
that's interesting.
for
Like
Red Cancer
that's
Foundation.
so
So
interesting
keep
that
those
saving the
donations
game like
coming in. I have
eats
a
up resources that
$50
things can't
$1
spawn.
for always
Yeah,
gotta
that's
donate
crazy.
when Ecdysis is running, donating towards StarCraft bonus mission to get more GDQ on the schedule.
All
Ooh,
right, now let me
StarCraft
get one
bonus
thing really
mission.
quick here.
Absolutely.
So we have now finally used the wrench to grab the key. It is right there.
Oh,
you can miss
14
that. If you
away.
miss that and go all
14.
the way to the what is it?
Yay!
let's go.
If you go all the way there,
250,000.
This is like a
Woo.
2-minute run down the street coming up, so we'll have a lot more fun in a moment with the donations. But if I miss this, I would have to walk all the way back.
Have you noticed
and
that
it is sad to
the
just,
crowd is a lot
you know,
smaller
just hold your
this
head
year?
down, walk back, and then walk back. It's like 4 minutes time
What did
loss.
I miss?
But you know what isn't sad?
Oh.
We hit
Like during the week, like
$250,000.
All right.
during yesterday and last night, even during the prime time, it was like very small crowd.
Absolutely.
And then today it was also a small crowd.
I have $10 from
Did not
Ash. It
notice,
says,
no.
"Hi, all.
So I don't know if
first
it's like
donation into
there's a
GDQ
lot
in
less
honor of a
people
beloved friend
because
we
it's
lost
in
to cancer
Pennsylvania,
playing
not
video
in
game,
Minnesota when
Silent
it
Hill
normally
2.
is, or
Thanks, everyone, and let's
if
beat
it's like
cancer. I'm so sorry to
people
hear
are
that.
just
Thank you
off
so
doing the
much for your
convention stuff
donation. I'm
more
glad
and
you
are
get
going
do
to
it
come
during a
back
run
during
that
like
you
the
love.
prime
I
time
have
days or
$50 from
something. I don't
Aggressive
know.
T-Jaws. So excited for Dice's run.
We'll see.
Let's get this dog ending.
It's just
Wish
something
we
I
did.
just
I
noticed,
hope you're
that's all.
proud. Thank you so much for your donation. $25 from Tango. Let's go, Dices and the Couch Gang.
We'll see. I feel
Best
like
of luck on the run. Thank you so much for your donation.
I feel like $250,000 on
$25
par
from
right
Strong.
now.
I'm such a fan of horror stories, and Silent Hill is one
Yeah,
of
I'm
the
not saying that's
best.
not on par. I'm
Happy
just
to
talking about the
donate during
crowd.
this game. Good luck to Ecdysis Horror Hype.
All
Thank you
right.
so much.
Thank you for all of that. We are finally in the Tour Society.
'cause-
We have finished running through the dark town of Silent Hill.
So I don't know. I don't know what their
We have the world's longest stairs.
I don't know
By the
what
way,
their
a lot
attendance
of people think
policy
these
is
stairs
right
are
now.
infinite, and they're not.
Yeah.
They're really long. There's a long model of stairs.
I did notice that some
Keep
people
going
are
down,
still wearing
which
masks
You know, I
in
respect
the
the
crowd.
effort.
It's
Yeah,
fun.
but
If you
obviously
ever
it's
looked at
not
the model, I think
required,
there's like a YouTube
'cause
video
not
from,
everyone
like, Dr.
is.
Greg or something. You can just,
Right.
It's just long. It's really long.
It takes a while to get down these
So-
stairs.
Also, they moo.
This is a long
The
stairway.
stairs
Yeah.
moo.
They're sneaky. Really quick. How about we get one more donation or going down these long stairs?
Absolutely. I have a $50 donation from Silly Person. It says, no parking lot. Why?
Name undecided.
No, it was parking lot. It was decided.
Oh.
It was originally undecided, then they named her.
It was
Parking
forest,
lot.
then parking lot.
Parking
Our name's
lot.
Forrest.
Oh, fair.
Sorry,
Sure,
my
sorry.
my
Yeah,
sequence
makes
of
sense.
events is a little off here.
It's all good. Now we're back in action. We grab medkit there for safety, and we're back to the run. We're kind of out of a lot of the movements there. We're trapped in the well, except we're not.
Yeah,
Red
I don't know. It's
River,
just
you
something
see
I've
a couple
noticed on it.
times,
I'm curious
and
if it's
break
because
it.
of Pennsylvania.
And now we get to do an interesting trick.
Because, you know, it's been established in Minnesota for so long that I could see that could be part of it.
A lot you may know about the bug
I wonder why they didn't go
this
back to
game,
Minnesota
which
this
bug room
year.
is a room that normally when you pick up the key, your flashlight dies, you put in a battery picked up earlier. However, we're not going to do that. Instead,
I don't
we're
know.
picking up the item.
I also say that
I'm not
because
loading the
V
game.
and I
What
would
that
like to
does
go
is the
to
key is now on the ground.
the
However,
GDQ
I've
in
also
Minnesota at some
duplicated
point
James
because
is
it's the
someone with
closest
second
of the
key. And
places
now
that they've been
Right.
that we could just drive to. So in the next couple
And,
years,
I can
hopefully they go
bypass one
back
of
to
the most annoying
Minnesota.
puzzles in the game
Well, we'll see
very
what's
easily, and now
we'll
we're
see
in
what's
the prison.
happening in SGDQ.
All right, there
Yeah.
we go.
Yeah, we'll
And
see
now
where that
the
one
goal
goes.
of the prison is going to be getting 3
Because I thought
tablets.
SGDQ
The
is
section's
usually the one that went to
pretty
like a different spot,
fun to
and
do, pretty
AGDQ
easy.
was always in
You just sort of
Minnesota.
run through, avoid the lying figures. They're going to be here. They're a
I
little bit
don't
aggressive.
really pay attention
That's
to the
why I
location.
talked earlier about this. but
Man, you just
flashlights
don't
are
pay
key.
attention to
Being
anything,
able
do
to
you?
know when and turn them on
I'm
and
sorry,
off
what'd you
is
say?
very, very
You just don't pay
important.
attention to
Also,
anything, do
there's a
you?
lot of cool lore stuff here. We're not going to be caring about that.
I'm
but
sorry.
It's going to be
Could
a
you
lot
repeat
faster
that?
for us to just
What?
sort of run past it. All right, we have one more of these really quick. It's going to be right over here. The worst thing that can happen is that the lying figures decide, hey, what if I just body block you? They can be really annoying, 'cause the only way you're going to pass them is either by hitting them with bullets we don't have or getting
Going
hit,
to
which
the
is
jail,
the
huh?
more likely of the two. Now that we got everything, we can get the grand puzzle, which is going to give us a reward, which this is like the most obtuse thinking. You have to like do a bunch of things to get like a horseshoe.
Wow, this
and,
is a
like,
big
glue.
room.
But also, this game is actually pretty fun because you can actually hear the exact sound of me waking up this morning. I don't know how they programmed that in there. Just every morning, just that. Anyway, I was hitting game save during the middle of that, so I started moving. We got the horseshoe. We can make our way out of the prison now. Luckily, pretty good lying figure RNG. And we're going to be diving further and further into the hell that is Silent Hill. As well, while there is some safety health here, we're not going to need all of it. We
They
can
speak
just,
English
get
in
out of here
what?
by using the lighter. But there's like a lot of things. There's
What?
like an ampule in the room.
What are you talking about,
There
sir?
we could have grabbed. There's like a
Thanks,
hunting rifle.
motherfucker. Do you speak
But
it?
what we're going to be doing right now is a fun little trick. We're going to be using these items, and once this shows up, we hit game saved, load, and then the door automatically opened.
That's a neat trick, dude.
It is. And now we're going to drop down more and more holes. They're just going to be dropping way down. So as we drop down these holes, we're going to be hitting one section that is going to be pretty fun, where we just wait for like a minute in an elevator. I will be doing some bullet reloads while I'm here with the pistol and the shotgun, but more importantly, we're not going to be doing a whole bunch. So Nicole, how about some donations?
Absolutely. I have a $100 donation from DJ Crab Hat. Game saved. Big ups at Dices. Thank you for your donation. $5 from I've Been Trying to Love You. Did you save the game or did the game save you?
Well, I can't take a picture. I wanted to take a picture of my phone, but my phone died.
Aww.
Well, if anyone wants to get a picture, go for it.
Well, you get that picture. I have
Yeah, easy
$50
fun.
from me, Jessica. You had to have saved like at least 4 times by now.
I think it's an accurate number.
Yeah, maybe just about 4.
Let's see
Thank you
here.
for your
Here,
donation.
let me do a quick, well, hopefully I did this fast. I'll be quick.
Aw.
I believe in you. Speedrun selfie.
All right, smile.
What's her name?
Carsey, lean in.
Got shot down.
Lean in.
Aw.
Who's the one on the left? The lady on the left.
I do not have long.
Is
Is that
No.
is that Nally Q or Catlink?
But you know what? We did it for the elevator.
don't
Now we get
know.
another donation.
I don't know.
$30 from Ryan.
But
Says, what do whales
she
eat when
was
the ocean
off
is
from his
quiet?
phone. He turned the other way
Silent krill.
and got it from the other lady.
Hey, I can't believe this, but B, thank you so much.
Denied.
That's phenomenal.
All right, we're back now in the labyrinth. This part of the game is going
I
to
should do a
start
donation that
getting a
just
little bit
says
harder.
that I saw her.
Lots to cover.
I see
So
you.
first things first, we're going on the left path first.
You were trying to be nice.
To some lower rooms. But the more
I'm not
important
being
thing is you do not
serious.
know this,
I'm
there
just
is
saying.
a new game weapon you can grab that is very secret, but you can steal Pyramid Head's great knife. You'll no longer have it now. It's mine. When you walk, into someone and shoot them 45 times, I suppose you can take their great knife.
He retired.
He
I
gave
mean,
up and left it there.
You put him into retirement.
I mean, in all
I'm very
fairness,
proud.
but the way you move with that weapon is so slow. I once ran a category, and it's like on my YouTube, and it's like 3.5 hours where you drag the great knife with the slowest movement speed, and it's truly awful. My tool actually broke here, so
Oh, man.
I'm hoping this is gonna work. Let's assume it's
That'd be
side
hilarious.
down. Oh my god, it was!
That'd be like
Try.
it's like pulling the statue in
So,
Dodongo's
Oh,
Cavern.
God.
I
Yeah.
don't know what happened. The tool I'm using, like if you're wondering what the tool is on the RNG, like imagine like having a piece of paper with like the first 50 seeds written down, and then just cross-referencing it. For some reason, the tool I'm using broke, so they're all showing the same thing, and I just took a wild guess, and you know what? It worked.
It looks like that was the answer, I guess.
You know what? I knew. That was all skill. I definitely didn't get really lucky there. I mean, in all fairness, yesterday I ran Clock Tower and I got the worst RNG imaginable, so maybe this is the, hey, we'll throw you a bone today. Oh, it's the dog getting. Of course it's going to be, a bone.
It's
All
8:30.
for the dog.
I'll be right back.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right,
It's
so we're making our way through
Mouse's
the
treat
labyrinth. Casually, this
time.
section would be a lot tougher because you'd get lost, and in the labyrinth is Pyramid Head. Luckily for us, since we know where we're going, you're not really going to see a lot, and while this does look pretty easy, there's a few things like shooting the sky, where if you don't shoot enough times, you won't get out of the way. Which, hey, buddy,
jeez.
even if you shoot him the amount of times, apparently he wants to be on camera. So
that
he
was
didn't get out of
close.
the way anyway, but he didn't hit us, so that's good. He's better than Pyramid Head. He just, like, stayed there,
He's resilient.
apparently.
Yeah.
Making way further through, it's mostly just going to be line figures trying to body block us here. However, we do have a boss fight skip coming up. It's going to be really easy. The boss of the labyrinth is going to be a boss called Abstract Daddy. Abstract Daddy is a fight where you are in a very small room. You need to, get hits in, and it's very, I guess, claustrophobic. Luckily for us, though, we do have the game save tech, so we'll merely just skip the trigger from existing, and hey, look, there we go.
It's too dark to read the map.
It's too dark for that boss fight, too.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is a 1 in 6 chance of me knowing what to do, and oh, hey, the answer's number 1.
Oh, that is also very lucky.
Yeah. Going back to the RNG manipulation, this is one of the many things. Normally it's randomized, but since we know the answer, hey, look, there it is.
And that's like the one
Creepy.
spot you want it to be in. It could be in any of the 6 spots, and that is the exact one you want it to be, because it's the closest to the door.
Exactly.
So very nice.
But it's always fun just to kind of like, oh, hey, see, I knew all the answers. Which, actually, fun story with how the RNG manipulator was discovered. Back in the day, these were all randomized. A lot of runners would kill their runs because they would go for a 1 in 6 chance there, and then they'll lose like 20 seconds or something not being able to get the right RNG. This guy named Sonal2Luck went into Silent Hill streams. One day he came into mine when I was playing Silent Hill 2. And he typed the 4-digit number in the hospital, which that's a 4-digit randomized number. Like, no one's be able to guess that. I told like, hey, no, you can't guess that. They thought I didn't think anything of it. And then he was exactly right, and I was terrified. Because when someone tells you a 4-digit randomized code, and you know it's true in a game that shouldn't be able to do that, it's kind of terrifying. Anyway, this guy, Sonal Tuluk, ended up leading to the creation of RNG manipulation. He told us how to do it. The community developed a tool, and now we can just know all the RNG and end up breaking the game open. And this is actually the first run at a AGDQ or SGDQ that has this trick.
RNG manipulation.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is the first time at AGDQ that there's been a run with RNG manipulation.
Very tough boss fight, and this is probably
So
what I'm stressing the most about.
he was saying that there was this guy that randomly popped into his stream when he was playing Silent Hill 2 one day, and the guy put down a 4-digit code that was a random code that, you know, no one would know, and he knew what it was, and it was correct. And he was like, what? Well, it turns out there was RNG manipulation, so he was able to figure it out and made a tool that made it so that you could tell the RNG manipulation.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like, that'd be freaky though. Someone coming in just dropping down a random code that is completely random and it's correct in your game, and you're like,
by kind of just jutting top right into the
RNG manipulation.
Yep.
into the hook.
Well, he didn't know that at first, so it
Sometimes he
was
gets lost
very
and he doesn't
creepy
know what to
for
do.
him, he
He's
said.
super indecisive. He knows what pizza he wants, but apparently he is just roaming. We need to swing at him a couple of times.
What is
He is locked
happening?
here.
That'd be hilarious, Sonic.
Hold on.
You're fighting Eddie.
Occasionally, he just move around in circles, and especially as he has less
He's
HP.
dead.
Yep.
Hey, got him.
But as he has
Can't
less
save.
HP, he also has a phase
Or
where
Eddie.
he will also start retreating as
Game
well,
saved.
periodically between attacks.
Yep.
Also, I apologize really deeply for people who play this on the original PS2. For some reason, all right, if you never play this on PS2, on hard mode, the boat requires you to do this thing where like the left analog stick is the left row, the left oar, and then the right one's the right one, and then you need to go across this lake. You can't see what's going on. On PC, it doesn't matter if you hold up right and just hold W the whole time. It just works. So you kind of bypass one of the hardest mechanics in the game by just having the PC port. They didn't account for keyboard, so
That's all.
it's pretty easy.
Haha.
Also, dumb fact, and I love telling people about this, this is actually based on your movement speed for the boat. So if you equip the Great Knife before going to the boat, it goes at the speed of the Great Knife.
Which is terribly slow.
Yeah,
So
that's
slow.
very
So
slow.
he's using the Great Knife for oars, which that's a funny image to think about. It's two great knives just paddling water. And it's a knife. It's not gonna be that good, right?
What was the time, like the boat time with the great knife?
Oh god, it was like I think like 2 minutes, or like a minute and a half or something like that. Like normally it's like 50 seconds. It's like a good 40 seconds time loss if you decide to equip the great knife there, which you wouldn't because that's gonna
Damn,
be tough.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're gonna get to the hotel really quick. We haven't had one in a bit, so how about you get a quick donation?
Absolutely. I have a $50 donation from Estelle that says having GDQ to watch in the background while working the night shift this week has been really helpful in getting through the work. Looking forward to seeing the dog ending and hopefully the StarCraft bonus campaign. As a reminder, we are at $6,980 out of $20,000 for that Zerg campaign bonus mission. So when you donate, go ahead and make sure that you're putting it towards that if you would like to see more of that.
Alrighty, so now comes one of the most fun tricks in the game. This one has been here for a bit, but we're gonna be doing the out of bounds. There's a few methods for this, and I'll say right now, I have a bit of a goofy method. Most people, what they'll do is they'll probably just run into the wall here and try to go down. But I do a very particular manipulation where I see James's feet. I try to position him nice and easy, and then, oh, I did not get it. I hope I don't mess this up too badly. And we're good. All right, so I've now fallen through the ceiling. We're going to be going all the way over here. I can drop the Too Dark to Read the Map. I'm going to be looking out for a couple things. The first thing is there's going to be like a random load. It might be a black screen, might be something else. If that happened, yep, there it is. There's just Eddie. Oh, hey, look, Eddie's back. But then I'm going to see a door. From here, I'm now going to be going bottom left. I'm swapping my angle. I'm on keyboard the whole time for this because you want as straight movement as possible. And then there we go. And then we can just go right in. And what that has done is normally in this game, there's a section you would have to remove all of your weapons in order to get here. It's just be spooky. And we don't want to do that because losing all my stuff and having to get back takes time. So we merely just clip through the wall, and now I have all my gear when I should not have all my gear.
Hi, mouse.
Yep.
I don't
Cheater.
know why
Cheater.
Hey,
Yeah, it takes a long time to put everything into the closet that it wants you to put in, so keeping it all in one place is kind of nice. Let me just keep it.
Absolutely.
You know,
Plus,
Eddie
going to that
kind of
room
reminds
also
me of the guy
physically
from
takes
Pepsi
time.
Man
Oh, yeah.
You
game.
know, like walk over to the room
Oh.
this way. It's literally on the way. We can get here, and then
The
we're
live
good to
action
go.
bits.
Also,
Yeah.
to play it safe, I'll be grabbing an additional med kit.
See, if
There's
he had a
one right
Pepsi
down
can
here,
down there,
feel
then
free.
maybe he'd be in the same guy.
And I want to do this because the final boss rush is going to be immensely rough.
Ugh, Pepsi Man.
No, it's fine. If you don't need the flashlight
Oh,
here,
it's
normally
so
they
bad,
take it
it's so
away,
good.
And there's actually a neat thing where the final
Yes.
puzzle is getting these light bulbs, which, hey, light bulbs in a can. What a delicious snack.
Yeah, it's a light snack.
That was my...
Light and crunchy.
She stole the joke.
But you know what, Kat? I think that was a bright
That's
idea.
Cat, okay. That's Cat.
Cat's in the
okay.
middle.
On the left,
I
yeah,
don't
on the
know if
middle,
you
yeah.
knew. I said that at the
She was the one that got
practice room, and I was
snubbed.
so excited. It's like, yeah, light snack.
Snubbed for what?
I made the groan earlier.
phone,
then,
remember?
Oh, she was going out for her phone, but she got snubbed.
Yeah,
But yeah,
because
like,
he didn't see her,
flashlight
so he
doesn't work in
turned...
that room, you need
By
the light bulb. It's
Nalio?
kind of weird, but you know, it works.
What?
Anyway,
Who gave,
we're gonna
like,
be hitting the
what phone did he
famous
use? Whose phone did he
briefcase
use?
puzzle.
Nally
Normally
Q.
it's gonna be randomized. By now, you probably
Okay.
know the drill.
The one
I'm
on the
not gonna
right,
give much
yeah.
More, but just
Nally
to let you
Q,
know what
okay.
the word is, it's going to be the word dose.
Because he
Because
didn't
dose.
see her, so he turned the other way.
I
Just-
see.
He turned the other way in his
it's like,
chair.
I think but get out of the way. It's like
Excuse me,
19
fellas.
combinations.
Pardon me. Excuse
Oh my
me.
God.
Let me throw by.
Is it 19?
hell are
18,
those things?
It's a lot. Many. It's many combinations.
Yeah, it's about, I think it's like 23 options or
Cake?
something like that.
But this way,
23, 25, something like that.
Yeah.
Hey,
all I
you can
remember
spell
is that the
dick
Silent
in
Hill
that.
Wiki list our
Yeah, you
numbers
could.
Not correct, and Punchy infamously calls that out. I want to give shout-outs to Punchy. He's done a lot for the grinding of Silent Hill 2.
It really is.
Yeah. Anyway, now that we have the key, we can now go on to the finale. We're actually getting right to the back half of this game.
Wow,
We'll be using
we're
these
almost to
music
the end of the
boxes we
game.
found. We'll have a very
Yeah.
minor trick coming on.
Is
up.
it going
took
to be
me-
the...
Took me way longer to
which
beat
we're
this
gonna be using
game.
these first off. Also, hey, I didn't get the weird thing with the game. Like, sometimes I'll move James during that. But I'm going to play the music box. I'm going to hit the game saved. I'm going to just walk over here. That'll position me just a little bit closer to the store so I don't have to wait. And then we'll make sure we grab the key on the way back, because this spawned a key. At this point, we're going to be hitting the very end. We're going to be learning the big twist of this game, which this might be kind of surprising, and it gets more and more surprising as the years go by. I don't know how many people watching can recognize this, but the twist of this game was that at one point in time, VHS was a format.
Oh.
Hey,
Oh
I can't
God.
believe it. It's,
you don't
it's
say.
shocking. Anyway, right now, wait, did Mike plug back in? What are you doing?
Controller, hello? Excuse me?
Yeah, okay,
there we go.
weird. Anyway,
Oh, we're saving?
I do need to make a save. This is for the incentive.
Okay,
Actually,
At this point, this is
okay.
going to be done. This will be for later.
So we're actually saving.
Yes, this is an actual save, a hard save we'll be making, because all you kind people donated for the
Oh, he
plugin.
made a hard save for the incentive. Okay.
Did say to save
Yeah.
anywhere.
That it did. We'll be getting back to that when the run is done. However, we have the final bosses, which this is going to be probably my favorite part of the run and why I love running this category. We're going to make the final bosses, I would say trivialize them, but they are still very difficult. even
Oh,
in strategy.
VHS.
Anyway, as we creep our way
yes.
into the game's finale, Nicole, why don't you hit us with a couple more donations before the end of this run?
Absolutely. I have $25 from Walking Dead that says donating $25 for my favorite Pokemon.
Yeah, I
number
still have all of
25,
Dragon Ball Z on
parking lot.
VHS.
Thank you so much for
Really?
your donation.
Yep.
I have $50
Makes a
from
cool
Walking Dead
picture.
that says same
The Funimation
gift.
dub?
Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Of course, the
I have
Funimation
$5
dub.
from Anonymous. Love GDQ.
What?
Good job, Ek, and all the staff.
No, that's
partners.
just-
Thank
oh,
you
that's
so much for your
ancient.
donation.
Yeah,
And
I know,
have one
right?
that's $25. VBot. I love to relax in the quiet. A silent chill. How dare you? $50 from V, the most silent of hills, the most speedy of runs. Thank you so much for your donation.
All right. So at this point in time, we have, met up with the story plot lines that we're ignoring, and we are going to be going into the
Oh.
final bosses. So the final boss is actually two bosses, which, I guess three? Three bosses? More than one. And this is going to be an infamously difficult fight. This is the dual Pyramid Head fight. The idea behind this is that they hit hard. It is two Pyramid Heads. However, I am going to hit hard as well. So I'm going to be getting out the Great Knife. I'm actually putting out the controller. I don't care if it's unplugged anymore. We're now going to be going into tank controls. I'll be playing the rest of the game on keyboard and mouse. So we have to go into tank controls. Also, I'm going to heal for safety. We have to go into tank controls because for some reason, if you don't do this, you can't do this trick. So by getting into this corner using the Great Knife, I'm going to bounce it off the wall. I'm hitting the Pyramid Heads in one swing, doing immense damage.
Why are there more
and
than
the
one
back
Pyramid
swing,
Head?
doing even more damage. I'm getting them stuck here. They can
Did
never
you
attack
never
me.
beat this game?
I'm going to be doing a lot. The
I
downside
played
of the
this in
trick
high
is that you do
school
not get
the last time I
positioned
played it, so I don't
exactly
remember much from
They
it.
really hurt. The spears
Well,
take a long
apparently
time.
there's
I've spent so much time in this
two
fight.
Pyramid
At one
Heads.
point, I have beaten these
Yeah.
hard mode Pyramid Heads with only a plank. I routed that. I was the first person to ever do that. Why? I thought it would be funny. So now they drop their eggs. All Pyramid Heads lay eggs.
What?
That's just how it goes.
What?
You know, they might be. Chickens aren't the only things that lay eggs. They can be like, I don't know.
This is true. Chickens aren't the only things that lay eggs.
You know,
You
that's-
were correct, sir.
That's fair. That is fair.
Right, Sonic.
But we're going
Nice.
to be using this. And with hard
Bet
mode
it's
as
nasty
well,
water,
we're
too.
already in tank-controlled mode, so we'll be good. There's actually a fun thing here, too, because normally you would have this really sweet speech at the end of the game with your wife. One, we're barreling through that. Two, I'm keeping
His
game
wife?
saved the whole time because
Is
if
he
I don't do
talking
this,
about
the game will actually,
parking lot?
trip me into the final
He's looking
wall.
for the
Tripping's
character's
so
looking
active,
for
and
his wife
for
the
some
whole
reason
game.
active here, too.
Parking
So
lot?
I'm just going to be hitting games the
Yeah.
whole time.
No, that was not his wife. That was some other lady.
Oh, okay.
No, we're good. See? We're good.
There you go.
Also, tripping is active here, and I cannot save, so hopefully we'll move properly. We're going to be moving in this weird strafe movement, because if we do not do this, I'll actually show it off. James will constantly be pausing. But this way, no, we can just, like, skedaddle our way through here. This weird, like, barbershop
Hello, my
quartet,
darling.
right?
Hello, my
Yeah,
baby.
right?
Hello, my darling. Ow.
That's the game, right?
Barbershop dance.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my
There you
honey.
go.
Hello, my ragtime gal.
There we go. Oh, there's the trip.
Oh,
Oh,
All
tripped.
right, so now it's time for the final boss, and this is the worst fight in the game. This is Mary, my wife.
my wife.
My wife.
Our wife.
My wife.
So someone explain this fight for me, please.
Sure. So basically, Mary here is going to be unloading a bunch of bats, having like this weird tentacle coming from, from under her, and she will either grab you, hit you, or, send bats after you. So basically, you want to get her
reminds
into a
me of,
position where you can overhead her with
Quote
the
from
great
Army of
knife.
Darkness.
You want to do this quite a few
Baby,
times.
you got real
And
ugly.
As you can see, the bats are relentless. So, you gotta have to take your patience.
I don't
with
think
it.
I haven't
Usually
played
you
that
wanna
game.
Make sure she's over the
It's a
bed,
movie.
'cause
Come
that
on,
allows the
man.
tentacle to not really hit you
It's
as
classic.
much, but the bats will still get you.
Well,
So, yeah. That-
automatically assume I haven't seen a
this is
movie.
lot of-
I know,
get
right?
back here.
It is a
Get
rough
back
fight.
here.
Uncultured
Even
swine.
more so, the damage is random.
I don't watch
because damage in
movies.
this game is based both on proximity and the ability to counter hit. So if she attacks me at her back, that's really good. As well, I haven't really talked about why I'm looking at this bed. If you don't look at this bed, while the bats are bad, what's worse is her ability to just command grab you. Now, last year I played in a Street Fighter 6 tournament, and I lost to grapplers. I don't go well against grapplers in the slightest.
Same.
And it's brutal. She just will do a bunch of your health. It actually has the ability to kill you immediately on red. That's the attack right there.
Oh, got him.
Command grab.
Yeah, that grab is awful. And if you're in the red, if you see the cross onto the screen, she can basically 1KO you. Like, it's not a
All
fan
right,
time,
everyone
but there
ready?
you go.
And time.
Woo! Hey, GG.
So we'll go through ending here. We'll see our official time that we got according to this game. But that was Sonal 2. We do have a little bit more coming up. We got a 45:02. That was pretty good for marathon estimate.
That's a 10-minute
lot of fun
difference.
stuff here. And yeah, that was Sonal
Yeah.
2 hard mode.
Nice. Good job.
Where the hell were those 10 minutes
Really
from?
quick, just to talk about a couple of things.
I
Number
don't know.
one, saves 2,708. If you picked that number, I'm proud of you. You did good. Two, really quick before we do go to the dog end.
Oh, saves 2,708. Wow.
Oh my God.
I hope you did enjoy it.
That's a
I
lot
do
of saves.
Silent Hill games personally. At one point, I have ran through every single game
Damn.
in the franchise, including PT. It has taken me over I think, about 11 hours. All of them. There's a lot of games.
Oh,
of
if
the
you're
series.
donating
It's
1
great.
cent per
I do love
save,
this.
you're
So,
donating
check out the
$27.
somewhere there, right? Anyway, before we go.
Yeah, that's
you
not
all
very
pay
much.
All right,
attention. We're
all
gonna-
right, Tonic, here you go. Just for you,
Good
the
dog,
secret dog
good
ending.
Dog ending.
Dog, good dog.
Good
Come on,
dog,
you can do
good
this.
dog.
He's a good boy.
Good dog, good dog, good dog. Let's see, Mira.
So, as you all remember, we made this save in the middle of the game. But, oh wait, I'm still in get out of tank controls. Get out of that.
Whoa, what happened?
Tank
Hello?
Where we're going, that
What?
doesn't matter.
I mean, wait. You know what?
Can you not
Hello,
hear me?
Crystal.
Huh?
Of course.
Hello, Crystal.
Anyway, it is now time.
I can't. You're muted.
Oh, is he on?
He is the goodest boy.
You're
I
muted.
can't believe
Hey,
it's the
there you are.
dog speedrunner of GDQ.
It's the dog ending. Look at the dog
He's
ending.
doing another run.
Dog
You
ending.
know, it's also Shiba Inu, isn't peanut butter Shiba Inu?
Yeah.
Oh my no, she was on Tatanoka.
What? Oh my god.
Oh.
Maybe you guys can answer a question for me.
Doggo.
What's
You guys can answer a question.
What's up?
Avon,
Uh,
Now
what
this song.
is the thing with speedruns? I've always, the way I see it, you get done with the game so too fast,
won't we?
there's nothing to enjoy.
Well,
You don't enjoy you enjoy the game by going through it. You don't enjoy the game by getting to the end.
well, back in the day, it used to be about high score,
Yeah.
Yeah, plus high score.
and as your challenge was getting the high score, and then it became beating the game. Like beating Tetris for the first time in history just a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And
I saw
then
that.
it became doing it as fast as possible because no one cares about high score. So much so that most games don't even have a score anymore.
I've got a
I
pretty
still
good.
don't see the point of it. Like in games like Silent Hill
Hold
or
on,
Resident
hold on.
Evil, or I
Hold
can
on.
understand with your randomizer because you're supposed to try to get through that as fast as you can. But vanilla Zelda, I don't see any. Sorry, go ahead.
I've got a pretty good analogy for this.
Oh boy.
To me, when it comes to speedrunning, I view it more as like say sports,
Song is very
where I play soccer, I enjoy playing soccer, but I also really love watching professionals play the sport because they're so much better at it than I am.
Art in those lyrics.
You know,
I'll tell
like
ya.
you're watching the professionals do it because they are the top of the you know, like they're top talent, you know, everything. So to me, that's what it's like with speedrunning. I watch it because these people can do things that I cannot do, you know, like they're professionals at it, you know. So that's kind of how I view it.
I feel really sorry
It's
Okay.
for the next runner.
I can see that
Because
from
nobody's gonna be clapping
your
because everyone's
standpoint, but
hands
I'm
hurt
saying
right
like
now.
for
So-
me myself, I've never
Just so much
even
graphic going
considered
on.
trying to do a speed run. Like say for
Yeah.
Resident Evil 2 that I was playing on the stream a while back. I will still go through that like I don't know what items are for. Like there's the red book item that you're supposed to put with the statue. I know where that goes. I know when to pick it up. But I'll go over there, I'll check it, and then I won't pick it up until I go in there, read the manual, and be like, oh, okay, it'd be like the character.
Yeah,
Like
well,
the characters.
Yeah,
Everyone-
you're role playing.
yeah, you're role playing it. I
Okay,
mean,
that's
that's
true.
perfectly
Yeah,
fine. You know, that's perfectly fine.
Uh,
You know, people are just different. Everyone's a little different. But
Yes.
I understand that, honestly, because like I do that sometimes in games too. Like I'll be playing like Assassin's Creed Odyssey or something, and I'll like, you know, start to act like my character, being like, oh, I don't know this certain piece of information. My character wouldn't know it, so I wouldn't do it in the game, kind of. And I actually play D&D like that as well. Like when I'm playing D&D, like I do that to a T. Like if my character would not know this, I do not even mention it or do anything like I know it, you know.
Right. Like for me, like an example is I've played and beaten Final Fantasy IV so many times that if I were to play it right now, it's just how fast can I beat it? But if I don't play it for like a year or two, like I go back to it. It's like I want to enjoy the story again. So it really just depends on my mood.
Yeah, because like there's times too where like I've played a game a ton of time, but sometimes it's just nice to have someone else play through it and you can just sit there and enjoy the game. Like you're not doing the work. You're just like watching someone else do the work, you know?
Yeah.
So you're just kind of chilling and like being like, you know what? I've never actually, or you know, another thing too that I really enjoy about speedrunning is the game that I've never ever played before, and I'll watch someone speedrun it. So I actually kind of get a feel for like what the game is like, and then maybe I would want to play it, kind of thing. Now it depends on the speedrun. I know hybrid.
Yeah.
Depends on the speedrun.
I know. Because Tonic was telling me earlier this week, it's like the very first run of this event was Tunic. And Todd's like, I want to see this game because I might want to play it. And I get the feeling that she didn't really understand how this game is played.
No, because they completely broke Tunic. It wasn't even like anywhere near what you'd play it normally. So I was like, I can't get a good read on the game, you know. So.
And then I loved it, like, there was a prize segment where, like, hey, here are these cards that are abilities you get that they explicitly avoided doing for the entire run.
yeah, I know,
So there
right?
was, like, an entire mechanic that was skipped over that Tog doesn't even know about.
Yeah, right? Yeah, so, I don't know, there's many reasons why I enjoy speedrunning, but that's just kind of the main ones, are those two. But I also like the community behind it, like all the GDQs is kind of cool. And there's like an energy behind it too.
Yeah. So like earlier today, there was a Mega Man 3 speedrun, just Buster only, which was a fantastic run.
Oh, nice. Hey, that's how I play Mega Man. I usually use Buster.
Because you don't know the weaknesses of anything.
Exactly!
Well, I can tell you that. Pretty much without even looking anything up, except for the newer ones.
I just beat
11.
Mega Man 11 for the first time this weekend.
Oh, wow, 11.
Yeah,
nice.
because he had it on the easiest segment. He had it on the easiest one, which every time you fall down the hole, your bird rescues you.
Oh,
you have a spike-proof boots.
Yeah, anyway, it's been
so whenever you land on spikes, you just get hurt. You don't die.
Nice.
In fact, the only way he died was because he took so much damage from the.
Today, for example, we had Typing of the Dead really early in the morning. We had this
the only reason she died was because every time she fought a boss, she took so much damage. That's the only time she ever died.
Yeah, well, maybe.
What got you going?
Have you played the other Mega Mans yet?
Around the event, you know.
Oh man, I was
like
in the
the original ones.
Being the first full day, everyone's kind of like there.
Most of them.
It's just great.
Those ones are tough.
3 was my first.
I thought that was real cool.
And then I played 2,
honestly, I had
and then 1 on PC.
Experience this morning that I am so grateful for.
Nice. I think I played them in order. I played 1, 2, 3.
And
I think it was 1, 2, 3, 4 is what I played. I think.
I love beautiful.
And now I suck at them. Like I could usually beat them when I was a kid. Now I can't even get close to beating them.
And Manifold Garden was a game
with me,
I didn't have any exposure
like the
to. And
original Mega Mans, like 1 through, I want to say 6.
Yeah, those were
there were sections of the games that I would have trouble with.
Yeah,
but I would eventually get past it. But other than just little sections of it, I more or less breezed through.
First of all,
yeah, that's how
not breeze through like everything was
the board game room a little bit more than the practice room.
So easy, but
well, like I lost a lot of ability of playing old school games in my adult years. Like when I was a kid, I was beaten and getting pretty far in a lot of the NES games. Now I go back to them and I can't get past the first stage in some of them. You know?
They're so hard.
Yeah, it's crazy. You lose it if you don't play it all the time.
Let's see if we can get here.
Absolutely. So I was drawn to this game just because
really new ones, like the more 3D versions of them.
Yeah.
Like the newer Mega Man games. I think the ones where Axel starts showing up. Those
so this is a really cool skip where they go through a ridiculous amount of this level and end up at a chapel towards the very end. I do not understand how
new
these
mechanics
things happen. I have never
exactly
does out of bounds, but it's
And then,
so impressive to me.
but I did like
the
the
I was like
the X games.
wondering how
In the late
know how far you can push it before you
2010s,
completely
they
glitch
did a
yourself or
thing
soft lock
with
yourself out. But a game like Arkham City is legendary, right?
Yeah,
Super
Shane
Mario
and Nuggets did
Brothers.
a wonderful job
And
with
they
this run.
found
So
that
it was
like
one that was
80%
really
of
early in
people
the morning,
couldn't
so it's one
finish
of
the
those
first
sleeper
level.
hits that I feel like a lot of
Oh,
people
God.
probably
Because
missed.
most
like
people
old school
now
Mario
have,
Brothers.
Part of the reason I really
quick
wanted
saves
to highlight it here.
and
Like people, please go
like
back and watch this run.
yeah, the
Right.
original
And
Super
I
Mario
know,
Brothers
Diesel,
1, they
you
couldn't
know, you
beat
were
the
excited
first
for the
level
Mega Man
because
block
so
that
many
we had
people
earlier.
now
Tell me what
are
specifically
used to
today.
Okay, so Mega Man 3,
like
this was a great
you
run.
die
This was
and
a
you
Buster
instantly
only run. One of my
respawn where
favorite
you
things about
were
Buster only
and things
is
like
just
that.
watching the
So
boss fights.
people just
These
had
are
no
ones
clue
that-
how to play.
I mean, if the
That's
biggest
kind of
difference
crazy
between this
because,
and the-
like, even though I
the
suck at
90%
NES
version
games, I
was
can still get
the-
past the first level, no
I
problem.
loved
What?
watching
The
the
Super
dance
Mario
back and
1-1
forth.
is like the
There was so
easiest
many
shit
hits left to
ever.
deliver.
Yeah,
And
Okay.
of course,
that's
the
crazy.
I've got to say this. Now, I don't know. I may be remembering.
Yeah, but you
doesn't have a
find
ton of zips in it, so when you add
you have come
like
across a
Buster only,
mechanic
this
like,
becomes a whole
oh,
different speedrun.
how do I attack
look at
this
that. I love
was
that.
gonna say,
Goomba
I haven't even
or
touched
a
the
bottomless
endings,
pit?
but I've heard they are
People just
insanely difficult.
those aren't elements of games
They're not
anymore.
made to be
Oh,
easy,
that's
for
crazy.
sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, to speak
Wow.
on Mega Man just a little bit,
I
had
don't
the
know if
honor
I'm
of getting
remembering
to do a
wrong
post-game interview
or
with a teacher,
what, but I
the runner of
swear,
30XX. That
back
was a
whenever the
fantastic run.
NES first came out,
I
my
don't know. I just
mother
really love a
would
teacher.
actually rent
so
one
happy to
from
show
a
up and be able to
video
support
store
watch that
and
run intently because it
the
was a
Mario
post-game
Brothers
interview
game.
too, to make sure that
Okay.
But
everything was
I
going well.
can
And what
vividly
ended up
remember
happening
her
was, you
playing
mentioned
that
it
and
earlier,
getting to the
it
castle
got an
in
item that tripled
World
the damage
1,
that you receive, but it also
seeing the
doubles,
little
the buff
toad
effectiveness
person
of the
there
rest of
that
your items.
says
So from the
that the
get,
princess is in another
it was already a
castle,
far
then reaching
riskier,
up and hitting the reset
build,
button.
I guess, and the RNG was
What?
pretty good, but also pretty.
Thinking that,
As if
that
she
the game
thought
was
the
beaten.
ending was random.
Oh no.
We also got some clips from
Oh,
Final Fantasy
that's hilarious.
15, which I was so excited
Now
for
that's
today.
why I said I could be remembering wrong, but I swear to God, I remember her getting there and going up and hitting the friggin' reset button.
That's pretty.
And
That's
then
pretty
playing the
funny.
whole thing over again.
It's hilarious.
It's just four levels.
Yeah.
No, it can't. But also, just the opening sequence of this game is so beautiful. We're getting
Well, perhaps she thought that if it was the first game for the NES, maybe it was a short one.
We have another
Could be,
as well
could be.
from Final Fantasy 15
Could be.
pulled up here in a second, but there was an
But-
incentive which we did hit for them to play an extra
Who
boss at
knows?
the end of the game. I think it's like Super Omega Boss, something ridiculous like that. But the boss starts to go wild here in a second. You'll see.
Obviously, this guy
Pretty
doesn't
much
play Final
leave
Fantasy
heroes
games.
alone, but there is a savior. So all
He
over,
doesn't.
all over.
I think this is called like a Super Omega boss or something. No, it's Omega.
And so we got super lucky with this.
It's just Omega.
It is just
I think
trying
he's.
to tear
I think he's
Chaos
doing a
apart.
bit.
This is a long, tedious boss.
No,
It's
I don't think
nasty.
so.
What game
I
is
think
he
he generally
playing?
doesn't know it.
Monsters and X.
15.
He wasn't playing it.
doing a
He's
bit.
commentating on it.
Okay, I'm
Final
kind of
Fantasy
obsessed
15?
with this. I need to go back and watch. This
Omega
was
was
one of
in
the
15?
ones that I didn't get to see
It's a secret
the
boss.
entirety of, and solely for that.
So it
boss
was in the
fight,
game, you
like,
just had to
I
do
need go
something
back.
specific
And
in
there's
order
a
to
ton of
get.
great bosses of
Yes.
this too. Like Arden can be pretty intense too, the final boss of the game. But you know, it's a big moment getting Final Fantasy 15 into Games Done Quick for the first time. We talked about that earlier.
Yeah, he's doing a
They've
bit.
been
He's friends
trying
with.
to get this in for
He's
years,
friends
and
with
the
the
run plummeted
the
down
runner.
from 4
Oh,
hours to
okay.
1
Gotcha.
over the course of I think maybe a year, maybe a year and a half. So yeah, just great job to them.
Because he's
You know, we
he's done
also,
other
like I
like
said, we
other
have some pictures from
speedrunning
today
events with
because it's
him,
been
like
fun,
outside
so
of
we can get some of
GDQ.
those
Oh,
on the
okay.
screen.
Hello,
Like I said, we
Buckethead.
had some
How's it
fun in the
going?
practice room,
Yeah,
the board
hello.
game room. But let's see what people were doing around the event.
Yeah,
here's a
Omega
T3,
level 1 fight.
runner
Yep.
of 30
Thank you,
XX.
Sonic.
Well, and also,
I was not really a
teacher
fan
has
of
been
it. It
working
was
and
a little
volunteering
boring.
with Games Done Quick for years. So I
This is the
love
same
how
thing
you get to
over
see
and
people
over and
who
over
care
again.
about the cause so
Yes.
much.
Way
it
too
was-
long.
The community.
Omega was
Being
trolling
able to
tonight.
showcase that skill is a
Yeah, I
part
was-
of
missed
that.
I
that.
was-
Incredible.
Yeah.
See that.
Chat moderator,
I was
camera
not into it,
operator.
let's just say.
You know, when people start to volunteer
I know
in
you
the
weren't.
organization, typically they get
What game are you
participation
referring to? I didn't
protocol.
see
They
what
wanna get
the
as many
Final
people as
Fantasy
possible, and the
Final
teacher
Fantasy
gave great
15,
shout
the
out,
It was
to, you know, people that
Oh.
haven't done it before, saying, "Hey, it's never too late."
it
to
was
start, right? And I think That's great advice.
It was not cooperating tonight.
On the back couch, Undertale, right? Yeah, give it up for
Yeah,
Shay.
shout outs to the back couch too.
Yeah, shout outs to the back couch.
Oh, is it
I love
Undertale
the back
today,
couch at AGDQ.
or is it
So
coming
good.
up?
And what is this? It looks like
It's probably coming up. I don't.
Yeah, I feel like one of my favorite things about going to Games Done Quicks in person is
Or maybe this
no
is just some
matter
other.
what time of day it is, the arcade room and the board game room always have people hanging out. So if you're not in the main room watching the runs that are happening, you can see all the love that is going into every space. So like we're seeing the arcade. There are so many incredible things to do here, just to bond no matter where you are in the building.
There's so many things I could talk about. So we just passed the back couch for the Sonic run, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. I know tons of people were hyped for that. I love seeing all the plushies that were in the crowd for Sonic. Everybody was like, hold on, I gotta go get my plushie so I can hang it up and be with the group. And then the arcade room, I got to check that out for the first time today. My friend Ren actually bought the camera. You beat with me.
Excuse me.
Helping me get up to.
How dare you yawn on stream?
So yeah, it's just a
whatever.
You know, I also want to know, what are you hyped for?
I'm tired.
Tomorrow?
Hybrid doesn't know what a mute button is.
I'm sorry. Okay.
I know what a mute button is. It's just too much trouble to mute.
There is a dog
with
for
all
the
the
first
windows
time
open.
in the marathon. This is very important information. So if you haven't met him, his
Very
name is
important
Peanut Butter,
information.
aka PB, and his wonderful owner,
Yes, Peanut Butter.
JSR, is going to be doing a dog assist run of Gyromite. This is the first time we have ever had
A puppy.
dog
It's gonna do a speed run.
as a
Yes.
speedrunner, and JSR
Doggo.
talked about this
When?
in the interview of how
Yeah, when is
When?
it?
he and a few of his friends worked with PB every single day, just starting with, all right, let's just get you tapping the button. We're just moving your foot in this specific way. And now he can like run the game multiple times for like up to an hour, and he's learning other speed runs.
Right.
Yeah. So
Crazy.
I'm sorry.
Speedrunning dog.
He's too cute, and he's too adorable, and he's too good. Yeah.
We were talking about the dog in
Speedrunning
Silent Hill too.
dog.
So within 24
Yeah,
hours, there's
a dog can play a game better than me.
Right?
I give up video gaming forever.
Right, that's it. I'm done.
F-Zero yesterday,
Very similar, right?
and they were talking
I
about
was
the
thinking that as
speedrunning
well.
dog.
Well, Fiesel, what are you excited for?
Well, first off, I
Yes.
just want to say
I was watching the F-Zero run.
it's the
I
first
must have
dog
missed
in the
that. I
marathon
must have been
that we
distracted
know of.
at the
You know,
time.
we can't say for sure
By
that
the
a dog
speedrunning
hasn't done a
dog?
marathon before as a runner. We've had a couple runners come in trench coats
Oh,
and hats.
okay, I got it for us. So currently,
So maybe there could have been more, like several just stacked on.
Gyromite is
See, I kinda
scheduled
hope
for
you are. So
This is our first
12:15 tomorrow.
This is
that's a good point.
12:15 in the morning or the afternoon?
This is our first time
Afternoon.
working together with Ruby and
Ooh,
Fiesel and
I
so
might
Ruby and I
be
have done stuff
busy at
together, but
work
this is
at
our
that
first time working
time.
with Fiesel.
Hopefully
You
not.
will be at lunch.
So give it up for Fiesel, everybody.
No, I unfortunately I take lunch usually around 11.
You will take lunch
Anything else
You're
we're looking
excited
forward
for
to?
tomorrow.
Oh, that's
so
right.
you can watch the run.
NES block.
No,
or
the
you
answer
got
is
bad
as
dudes.
soon as I get into
You
work
got
tomorrow, I will be
nice
working
stuff.
on
I saw
the
gameplay
project
there
I'm
with
working
the
on to get
actual,
done by
analog
12:15.
controller.
So then I
That's
can
really
watch
cool.
it.
We got Gary
You'll
Bryant
be
for
at
doing
lunch
that game.
during the
That's one
run.
of my favorite speed runs.
I can
And
watch
then
it at my
Panic
desk.
Restaurant after that, so that's quite a gauntlet.
You got a list.
Of
I'll be at home tomorrow, so I can watch it anyway.
Also,
Yeah, that's right.
It's a first-time host. We'll be hosting that game tomorrow. I'll be a host mentor standing by. I'm really
I
stoked for
have a
that block.
hybrid work
You know, I'm
schedule,
excited
so
for
I can
some
work
things
at
too.
home and
Do you? Is it? You
just
know,
so
we're
I
gonna come back
can-
to you. So
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm excited for.
Isn't every
Bayonetta.
work
Oh my
day a
God.
hybrid work schedule?
That's gonna be awesome. I mean, it's
No.
about
Yes.
1:30 in the morning Eastern.
Oh my
so
God.
if
Oh my
you're
God. There's a
awake
dog
or
icon
super
on the
early,
run.
It's gonna be cool.
Oh.
On top of that, my boy
Nice.
Bobby, Bloodstained.
Hang
Ritual.
on.
Oh
Let me-
yeah, you know it. You know it.
Right?
You gotta be
Extra
hyped for
long
Ritual
lunch.
tonight. You know, I asked
Yep.
Bobby
Okay,
one
yes,
time,
that's-
like, how would you describe like what it's like to run Ritual of the Night? And he said it's like one long, continuous fighting game combo.
Yeah.
Right? Which to me went because I can barely do a Hadouken. Right now, I'm just
You must be
kidding.
watching something that we're not,
So,
because
yeah, Ritual of the Night's gonna be great. And then
saying
speaking
something
of Bobby,
about
like
there
Bobby
being a
frequently
dog
is a
icon
runner
on the
in a lot of
on
our
the
black
run,
events.
and
at
all I'm
GDQ,
seeing on
like
the
unapologetically black
stream
and
is
fast. We do
a
have
guy
Double Warrior,
talking.
the event that I'll be working.
No,
tomorrow,
Hybrid's saying
which
on
is
the
10 to
schedule.
1,
Oh,
so that's
yeah, on
something
the
I'm
schedule.
personally excited
Oh.
for. And Ruby, did we get everything?
I was
Okay.
gonna say, so there
Yeah,
are
there
a
it
few other
is.
things that I want to touch on.
It's
So
12:15
one is just,
tomorrow,
So
currently.
I'm obsessed with
Oh, are
Hades
you getting
as
hit
well
with
as
snow
the
tomorrow,
run.
Sonic?
And Arcalena and Trash Lap.
I already
Race,
got
they
my
did
snow
a
last
2
week.
players, 1 controller
It was a
run
lot.
back at Fatales. This time they're doing a 3-weapon modded race. So we get to see the two of them, we saw cooperatively working together, going head to head. And I'm just gonna say a personal note, unapologetically black and fast. I found out one of my best friends is now working with them Big B's.
Yes!
So, yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, I just found that out earlier today. So
Yes.
unapologetically black and fast. If you haven't watched these events, showcase so many absolutely incredible runners and some games that we don't see brought to that many of the mainline events. So please check it out if you haven't been a part of those.
Gosh, I love bees. Gosh, I love bees. So fun. Yeah,
shout out to Big Bees. Love you.
Yeah, shout out bees. Shout out bees.
Big Bees.
So stoked to hear about that.
Yeah.
Nice
well,
name.
you know, that is pretty much it for us. Thank you so much for tuning into the Day 2 Red Bull Daily Recap. Keep enjoying more Games Done Quick. We're going to be around having fun.
I love
saying hi
how
to people, and
they
other
said,
than that,
I think
we
it was
will see you
yesterday,
at the
maybe it was
next
earlier
one.
tonight,
Take it easy.
they had the checkpoint, and they were like, oh, it's nice that we did this thing, this checkpoint thing. It's the first time we've ever done this at GDQ. And I'm like, it's just a nightly recap, though.
Thanks to Red Bull for sponsoring awesome
That's not the nightly recap. That's not the nightly that.
No,
that's
no,
not
but
the
that's
recap.
it's the same thing, though, is what I'm saying. Like, it's not a different thing. It's just called checkpoint. It's during the day sometimes, but it's the same exact type of segment. So it's not like a new thing, you know.
Thank you so much.
The checkpoint was earlier today.
Well,
Yeah, and
you know, thanks again.
they just did one
Red Bull.
right now.
But it wasn't the checkpoint.
It's the same thing, is what I'm saying.
I have a $100 donation from Kaylin. It says
It's not.
$100
How is it
for
different?
StarCraft
Please
rewards
explain.
or campaign bonus mission, because even though I prefer Protoss, my husband is a true Zerg.
I don't.
As a reminder,
You can't,
didn't
because
do
it's the
this.
same.
They didn't do this earlier.
What are you talking about?
The checkpoint earlier wasn't this.
No, I'm saying that it's the same formula and format. It's not a new type of formula and format.
What the hell are you talking about?
So you know how to do the nightly recap.
This is the nightly recap.
Yeah, that's what a checkpoint is, but they're calling it something new and saying it's a new thing, is what I'm saying.
That's not what. No.
What's the difference between a nightly recap and a checkpoint, is what I'm saying.
I don't know.
Because there isn't one.
Tonic, what the fuck are you talking about? They did a checkpoint earlier today. I was in the shower when they did the checkpoint.
Oh, you haven't seen one before.
And so
But they didn't do a recap. They just did the fucking recap.
You're not understanding what I'm saying, because apparently you have never seen a checkpoint segment.
Starting in 3, 2, 1, go! Let's get it. So, yeah.
All right, whatever, man.
I'm just saying that if you watch a checkpoint segment, it's a nightly recap, but just not at night.
Yeah, so as we begin here,
Because they talk about the upcoming runs that they are excited for. They do replays of certain things that happened already. It's the same exact thing, is all I'm saying. It's not like it's bad. It's just, it's not like a new thing.
I will watch the checkpoint tomorrow and see what it's about.
broadcasting a SOS signal that's going to be picked up by the rescue corps. And
I think it's basically like
right now,
a way
the
for them
Pikmin are
to
pretty scattered around for reasons unbeknownst to
manage
Olimar,
the
and so what we're
schedule.
gonna be doing is we're gonna be collecting
So like
a
if they're
lot
behind
of
schedule, they do a
Pikmin
really
that are scattered
short
around
checkpoint. If they're
and going to
ahead of
the
schedule,
boss
they do a really long
there's
checkpoint.
Plenty of Pikmin scattered around. There's actually 100 total, but we don't
Because that's
actually
what
need all of them.
happened
We only
yesterday
need the Pikmin that
when
we
they were
need
super
to
ahead of
cycle
schedule
the
by like an
boss that
hour.
will advance
Okay.
They had like an hour-long checkpoint where they were basically just killing time, and it was a little bit boring towards the end because they were just literally just killing time.
Also known as
Which I also missed.
She's
Yeah,
lovely,
exactly.
even though
You
She
missed
looks
it,
like she's judging you at all times, but she does love you. We can use
Whoa,
Monster
whoa, what is
Rush.
that thing?
We saw this to break down pots, but we can also
Porcupine.
use it to attack
It didn't look
enemies
like that at
and fire
first.
the Pikmin on the enemy to quickly
Looked
do
like
damage.
spiky
If
testicles.
We do this properly and time the rushes, we should be two
Your head out of the gutter.
I'm just saying, look at it.
Excellent. Great. All right. By the way,
Have you ever played
there is an
Pikmin
incentive
game?
for the suit color.
Nope.
Is it purple still?
I have not either. I've never played one.
Love that. All right. We're going to be rocking purple. So the rescue corps, Olimar sends out a signal to the rescue corps. The problem is the rescue corps also crash lands. You'll see this is a very
Oh, 5
common theme in
inches.
this
Oh,
game.
that's nothing.
So we have to rescue the rescue
That's just a
corps.
little
So that is gonna be
tiny
our
snow.
first priority before we get to rescue
Okay.
Olimar. And
You'll be
here we
fine.
meet our intrepid hero.
All right. No, that's not true.
Purple suit, and I am the
Yeah, it is.
protagonist, and we can go.
It depends on where you live.
All right.
No, it doesn't.
So yeah.
Okay.
So now we are.
Let me break it down to you because you
I
don't
played
get it.
Pikmin 1 and 2.
I like that the game
Let me break it down for you, Retani, because 5 inches where you live is a hell of a lot different than 5 inches where I live.
Nice, no tutorial.
How though?
Okay, so if we get 5 inches here, we freak the fuck out. because we don't know
Okay.
what the fuck to do.
Sorry, I'm excluding like people's dumbness here. I'm just saying, like in like the actual like snow on the ground and being able to drive through 5 inches is fine, but like above that is where you're getting to the point where it's like it's hard to drive kind of thing.
Oh no! It was snowing, and people just lost their fucking goddamn minds.
Oh yeah. No, I agree. I'm saying like even here when it starts to snow and there's hardly anything on the ground, people lose their fucking minds. But I'm talking about like actual ability to drive, not like people being dumb. You know?
Yeah. Like 5 inches, I'm staying home because people lose their goddamn minds over this.
Oh yeah, you know, I'm not saying I don't do the same thing. It's just I'm able to drive through it, kind of
Thank
thing.
you so much. So we have actually just discovered our second rescue corps member.
But anything above that is where it starts to get a little bit dicey with my mini being so low to the ground.
However, we actually don't really like Colin. Colin is kind of known within the community to be kind of the worst.
I had to shovel the whole entire alleyway so I could get my.
Colin is just miserable.
Yeah, I just shoveled the whole entire alleyway because the middle section was too high for it. That was not fun, by the way, because none of my neighbors shoveled any of the alleyways, so I had to do the whole entire thing myself.
He actually will get in our way. We'll see that a little bit later.
Like they did their driveways and stuff, and some people did it right outside of their driveway, but it was mostly the whole entire alley that I had to do.
Explore a little bit more and
so yeah, that was not fun.
Which we need to get to for our ship. I'm actually going to turn really sharply to hit a cutscene prompt as soon as humanly possible. And there's a Captain Bernard that's being guarded by several scary tiny bulborb larvae. Once they die, the cutscene will start, but I'm able to multitask breaking those pots so that they're already broken by the time this cutscene ends.
So does anyone know what a Pikmin is?
Fourth,
the plant.
Including me. So
a plant? That's what they are?
Corps officer, Shepard.
These little plant guys, yeah.
Okay, I just never knew what they were.
This is excellent.
Plants.
You couldn't tell they were plants because even with a little leaf or flower on their head?
Well, what are these things? These things look like humanoids.
Oh, well, those aren't the Pikmin.
Yeah.
Oh, who are these?
Those are like your playable characters.
Oh, so what?
They're aliens.
Well,
aliens. Well,
they are aliens.
So they're aliens and they control the Pikmin plants?
And we're then going to
in a way, yeah.
In a way.
So
that's what I said.
In the first Pikmin,
because we need fuel. And in this game,
what's his name?
Olimar
crashes on Earth and needs to repair his ship.
Okay.
And he finds like a bottle cap. I'm using that as an example. And that ends up being a treasure on his alien planet. So the Pikmin 2, they send them back
look at him go.
to get all the treasures.
Nice.
That's basically it moving forward.
And
Okay.
this bottle cap that he finds, it's almost like the size of what I would think a serving tray would be.
Because they're very, very small. So,
yes.
Gotcha.
And we are now.
That's a Pikmin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see the Pikmin.
Well, that's the Pikmin seed. There's the
so we're gonna
Pikmin.
multitask
That's a
some
Pikmin.
things. There's gonna be something called seed manip. I'm gonna try to
Oh.
explain it as best I can.
So those
Basically,
the
this
little
first
guys
one
are the
is gonna
seeds?
generate seeds. And if the second
The little guy there is a Pikmin that's carrying the
those seeds are generated
the pellet.
Yeah.
The seed is what comes out of that orb. Those things that are falling down, those are seeds. Then you can pull them out of the ground whenever you see their leaves to create Pikmin. Or you can leave them in longer. They can either go to bud or flower, which increases, I think, their strength or something. It makes it so that they are faster to either take down a flower for a pellet or take down enemies.
You know, it's like, what are you doing?
Interesting.
They don't pluck Pikmin, they just stand behind you menacingly.
Oh, and
come on.
the pellet colors, if the pellet matches the color of the ship that it's going back to,
some of the treasures
you get double the amount of Pikmin from it.
You'll notice the nice routing here. We have
It's a Game Boy
just
SD.
grown just enough Pikmin
Or
to
DS.
gain
Is
the
that a
minimum
DS?
number of carriers needed
That
to
is an
carry this
SD.
Game Boy back to the ship.
That is the Game Boy
Once we carry this Game Boy
SD.
back to the ship,
It's not a
the
DS.
tutorial
It was
session
originally
will be
on.
over. You see how I was
You know
talking very
it's not a DS because it doesn't have a dual screen. Come
Oh,
on, Tonic.
sorry.
Look, let me try to run against them. Right?
You're right.
They're very sticky.
No.
Oh, the Pikmin, yeah.
I originally played it on the Wii, and the Wii port with the motion controls were great.
Really? Huh.
Oh, that's the Game Boy Advance SP. Yeah, there you go.
The Game Boy Advance SP. There it is. Gotcha.
Pretty good.
Oh.
You could grow more, but of course
Stone of advancement.
Very fast. And so
yeah, they give them.
Can you get on day one?
That's pretty.
13, right? 13?
yeah,
They give
we actually skip
the items which you can so clearly see what they are.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Different names.
So now we
That's
also have
cool.
a mission to rescue Olmar.
Yeah.
It's going to turn out that we're going to have to rescue
creative.
the entirety of the rescue
Yeah,
corps
and
before we can
currently
rescue
their
Olmar, so it's still
current
gonna be a main
portable
priority.
device is called the Nintendo
So I
Switch.
think at this point it might be prudent to start talking about the different kind of collectibles we're going to get in this game.
Yeah, I wonder what
you know, maybe
they'll
we should help,
call that if they ever
give a
find one
little
of
bit more
those in a
detail.
Pikmin
So there's
game.
going to be treasures and
Right?
castaways after.
The Stone of Advancement.
So, I mean, scattered throughout
No.
this game, there are tons
Yeah,
of
they've
caves.
already
So the
named
first
something
cave,
that. It's
they made
gonna
a
have to
huge
be
deal
something
about
that-
this, like caves returning from Pikmin 2. Within those caves are and
The
these are
Stone
not
of
actually
Advancement
treasures,
2.
But in those caves there are treasures and there are
The Stone of
castaways.
Switch.
And in some of them there are also onions and farlock. Treasures will give you sparklium, which we need to increase
Tablet of
the
Knowledge,
ship
I don't
radar to
know.
unlock new areas.
Well, I kind of like
which
that,
could
but wouldn't
pivotal.
that be more of
And,
a
castaways
Wii U
are
type of thing?
just as pivotal, if not more, because that.
Well, the Switch is a
power to
tablet.
rescue the
Well, yeah, but I'm saying that because the Wii U doesn't have the
And also, you'll see we just picked up a
things
very
that come off of it.
interesting
I was
thing
trying to
called
think of
materials. Do you wanna
something
just
that would
Oh, like the
explain
Joy-Cons.
be like.
work for a little bit?
Yeah.
I was trying to think of something like a collapsible stone of advancement, or
The,
And also,
the Wii U was
you can actually
absolutely
buy items with them, like
a
bombs
Switch
and,
prototype.
Well, I think we're only buying bombs.
Yeah, you
Well,
can
the-
Revolutionary.
mostly
Re-
like
the Wii U
items that
was
are very powerful.
revolutionary.
You'll see-
Upgrades
Well,
like,
the
fire
Wii
resistance
Wii U was what the
and,
Wii was
skills.
supposed to be
Wait, no, not the new skills.
originally,
Yeah. Well, no. Yeah. Sorry, that's Pup Drive.
but
which
they
you get from
didn't
Castaways.
get
Yeah.
far enough, so they just
you'll see
released a
OG is very
shitty
strong.
version
You
of
can
it
actually
as the
burst down
Wii.
that gate to get to this
And then the
cave.
Wii U came out and no one wanted to buy it.
Basically
Well,
two
because
of
they,
those.
you know,
This
they
is
messed
very
up. They basically messed
Up
it
here,
up.
we're
They
actually
screwed
going
it
to get
up.
some
Yeah.
nectar from
Where,
Pops,
you know,
which
they
is
had the
very important
Wii
because it
in a very
the Wii
inferior
U
form for so long that no
Yes.
one wanted the Wii U.
which will make them run
The
faster.
Wii U tablet though was
So we're gonna get some nectar
it
here,
was
and we're gonna use
definitely
this
like
nectar to make our Pikmin happy.
the prototype for
No,
the
we all know
Switch.
speed is
Oh
gold.
yeah,
Speed is
yeah,
gold.
without a doubt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when they're flowered, they're running faster and they're carrying stuff faster. But damage-wise, I don't think there's a difference.
So you're
now
gonna
we're
get a
gonna have-
you gotta get a Switch 2
damage
this year.
Damage-wise. One of those
Um,
Pikmin was entrepreneurial.
I
and
will
carried
wait
something
and
back
see.
Without my permission. But, you know,
Right?
But you know that's what.
look,
we
I
love
just
that,
bought
honestly.
I
Thank
just
you.
got
We
a
love, you know that's proactivity.
I
Honestly,
just
good
got
for
the
him.
the Steam
Good
Deck,
for
so
him.
I can't
Oh, you
justify
did?
buying. Yeah, I got a Steam
Nice.
Deck, so I
Nice.
can't justify buying a brand new console.
Well, you got the Steam Deck, so you're good for a while.
So Ice Pikmin
I am
very good in this
very,
game because
very
they
good
can
for a
freeze
while.
enemies, as you can see. This not only makes these
I
enemies
did
easy to
pre-order
kill, but
something
they also
today.
give us nectar,
Yeah,
which we're
what was it?
using to,
Take a
you know,
while to guess.
flower even more of our Pikmin.
I can guess. Can I?
A
Oh,
guess?
you were there. You cannot guess.
A Steam Deck?
No, it was not a
Sure
system.
that they just won't kill
Oh.
anyone. Like, this
Did
guy's
something
just
get
chilling.
announced
I'm just gonna let him
today?
chill.
They're really annoying in one.
Oh no, this
Yeah,
has
they're pretty annoying,
been
But in this game, you know, Pikmin is all about being efficient.
known it
and
was
also being
coming.
Kind of passive. Like,
Well,
if
how
you're
the
very
hell am
good
I
at
supposed to
it,
guess that then?
we generally go.
Okay,
for philosophy,
it's
just not gonna bother
the
you. If you're not in my
second
way, I'm
installment
gonna
of something.
So we
Second
speed this
installment
up,
of something.
and in
Switch
Pikmin,
2.
Generally, you know that you've done something right.
That's
if
a
all the
system.
puzzles are getting at the same time. Pikmin is ultimately a multitasking
second
game.
installment of
And so your
something.
ability to
I don't know. I'm.
Is it a game?
Okay, it is the second installment of a recreation of an older game.
But the entire Pikmin franchise.
Oh.
You always want to get the
What's
slowest thing
Baldur's
moving
Gate
first,
2?
and then try to get everything else
No.
done by the time it gets very
Baldur's Gate 3?
You know when it's like a core aspect.
Okay, how is a 3 a second installment?
Dandori.
Of a
okay.
previous version of something.
I got an answer for this. Spaceballs 3.
Do not worry.
Ah.
There will be Dandori.
Ah.
You guys give up. You guys give up.
I clearly give
Pick your
up.
favorite franchise.
Super quick.
Final
Final
Fantasy?
Fantasy?
In previous Pikmin games, you started with the ability
So
to
Final
take
Fantasy
100
2?
Pikmin on the field at
No.
once. In this game, you can only take
It
out
is a
one,
Final Fantasy
but for
game.
every one of these Flowerlick that we
Final
collect,
Fantasy Tactics?
we can now take out more Pikmin.
Okay, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth.
Oh,
Yes.
Final Fantasy 7. Yeah, see, I'm not really big in Final Fantasy 7, so
Apparently.
it's okay, but it's not my favorite
I'm
Final
not saying
Fantasy.
it's bad. I'm just
Sonic
saying.
is waiting until the trilogy is complete to play the whole thing in one setting.
Yes, that is true. True statement right
Good
there.
luck playing the entire thing in one sitting.
Oh, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna stream it.
I'd like to see them, like, once they do release the whole thing, I'd like to see them, like, release a single package of the whole thing where you can actually play
Right.
the level.
That's what I'm.
Okay.
That's what I'm
So,
waiting for.
That will be 500 gigabytes.
That will be
Right.
that will be not only the most expensive game in history, but the longest game in history.
And that's what I'm waiting for to buy.
Because
Considering that, sorry, go ahead.
So you do know that Final Fantasy 7 Remake is just Midgar.
Yes.
Yes.
So note that
and that Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth
very important because I still
is supposed to end
leaves are slow and leaves are bad.
at the end of Disc 1.
Nice.
And we don't know what's going to happen.
Okay, hold on. It ends at the end of disc 1. There were originally 3 discs, weren't there?
Yes.
And then we're gonna Yellow Pikmin.
Wow, if they're going like that, they're gonna have a lot to put into the last installment. Because I heard that they were only gonna have 3 installments for this.
Yes.
Hold on. To be fair though, that's kind of the bulk of the game though. Is disc 1. Like the other discs, yeah, you know, it's but like disc 1 is like the majority of the game. So I could see how it wouldn't be like, you know, they still have 4 other versions they're going to come out with. Yeah.
I can see them wrapping up the story and
very important strategy in general. So we're gonna nectar and we're
and
gonna
right, Sonic.
Up in 3 parts.
This next segment is
FYI,
very
because this is not a spoiler, because the game's been also so fucking long. At the end of disc 1 in Final Fantasy 7, someone dies.
What?
Yeah.
No.
At the end of disc 1?
Yeah, Aerith dies at the end of disc 1. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was further in.
Nope.
It's been a while since I played the original, so.
No, Aerith dies and it says, please insert disc 2. It was like,
spoilers!
And
hey, you don't know how they're gonna change this one.
That's true.
Yeah,
They could change.
That's
They
why
could
I
change
said,
it.
like, I'm going to play Rebirth, and I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, because they could change it up. You know.
I heard that
and look at this timing.
the way it goes, like I guess the way they travel from different places, basically the
Pikmin like hitting walls.
dang. The story of the game more or less is unchanged. They're still going through the story like they did in the first one. But I mean, in this one, even at the end of the remake, it was proven that Zack survived.
Oh.
Understanding how to run a game.
So that's different. That is different then. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's going to be differences. So with Zack alive, who's to say that he doesn't show up whenever Eris is supposed to die?
Right.
And maybe he dies
and
instead.
sacrifices himself to.
Which brings us to the idea that
no,
and like I love how
that's just a major speculation on my part, obviously.
Well, you know that could fix the problem of Eris. I say Eris because I played the ROMs, but
yeah, that's how I call her too. In the original, that's what her name was.
Yeah. Now it's possible it could fix the problem of Eris being a playable character after her death. You know, because in the original game you could still have her playable after that.
You had to cheat. You had to use a
I
game
know,
chart.
but I'm just saying it was still possible.
Okay.
You know.
Okay, yeah.
Because you cheat and program her into the game. That's not you can't play her normally. If you don't have a cheating device, you can't play as her.
Yeah, but you
I was
know
about
everyone.
to ask you where you got the resurrect spell and where you found her body.
Stop. Just stop. But no, one of my favorite things is like the developers of this game said like, yeah, the ending of the second part is going to end there. What's gonna happen?
Right.
There's a lot of
And like they're like
so in a little bit more of
they're like fucking with like everyone. They're like, because like dude, you have like the old school who like knows what happens. Like, yep, it's ending there. And the like the new school like, what are they talking about? It's like just you just play the game.
It's good. It's important. It's important.
And I'm going to be screaming internally until the end of February.
Pikmin dog. So
I know you would hate when I do something like this, but I just had an image pop through my head that would completely fuck everyone's mind who knew what the way the original story ended.
From rescuing people to making sure
that
Ochi carry whatever the hell they want. So now before Ochi could only carry things that were
tell me
now Ochi can carry things
now
that
in the beginning of
which is going to be very, very important
remake,
for purposes later, but
I got the impression that Eris kind of knew what was going on, but knew what was going to happen pretty much.
Oh.
Did you guys get that feeling?
I mean, come on.
I haven't played it, so I don't know. Hybrid?
Okay.
What about you?
I'm thinking.
And upgrades. The only upgrade that we really care about is the charging horn. You are going to see the charging horn in action.
I mean, it almost felt like she knew what was coming.
I want you to go.
He knows.
And do this, activity for me.
It's the best thing Pikmin 3 introduced.
Well, more than she should. More than she should.
Very good for Nidori.
I get the feeling that she knew more that was going on.
Luckily makes a reprise here.
Yeah.
So the important thing,
in a sense, yes.
So huge, important.
Okay.
Two main things we
now,
have in mind. For one, you can
going off that,
this is very important.
I think it would be a way to really fuck with everyone's mind if at the scene where she's about to die, Sephiroth's coming in to run her through, and all of a sudden she turns around, her staff out, and blocks him. And that's where it ends.
Leave you on a cliffhanger.
Yes.
Could be. I can see him doing that.
They're not going to do that.
I don't think they're going to do that, but I'm just saying that that'll be a way that they could really fuck with the minds of people who have played the first one.
In this case,
Right.
we're going to introduce the concept of what we use
So,
materials for. So here we have
I'm just going to deny Tonic the spoiler because he's at every chance to play the game.
That was really good. Okay.
it's fine.
You know how like you don't get introduced to Sephiroth until like the very end of Midgar.
Sephiroth.
Oh no.
They introduced
in the remake.
They introduced like right after the first bombing mission. They introduced Sephiroth into the story
He decided
super early.
The captain off the ledge.
Oh yeah, yes they do.
It's the
Is Yuffie in the remake or is it in the DLC thing?
It's the DLC.
She's only in the DLC?
She's not in your main party. Because in the original, she didn't show up until you were on your way, until you've already left Midgar.
Yeah.
But there is DLC that involves her. It's called if you get the game, get Intermission because that includes the Yuffie DLC.
Right. So
but don't they only have that? Like, isn't that the only one you can get on PC?
I think so, actually.
Yeah, because that's usually how it works on console. They release all these different DLCs and stuff, but then when it gets released on PC, you get everything.
Yeah. So if you get the PC version, like, you'll get the Yuffie story where she's in Midgar, but not with the party.
Since the first disc is basically the main game, I think what I'll do is I'll wait for this next one to come out, and then once there's that one and the previous one out on PC, I'll get both of those because that would be the majority of the game.
Yeah,
and then I'll play through that.
Play it on stream because I want to see
yes,
your.
I will play it on stream. Yes.
So here there is
because I want to see
that
your
will
reaction.
be a stream that I will
which is excellent.
No.
Definitely be watching.
No,
even if I've played everything all the way
no,
through.
no, I have to stress this, like, no spoilers and, like, no backseat gaming. It's like, I'm gonna be sitting there going, like, how can you do this? It's like, nope.
Oh, I'm gonna be terrible at the combat, by the way.
Tell that to Jeanette whenever I'm playing the Resident Evil games.
Oh, is she backseat game a lot?
There'll be the times that, like, I left the red book.
We get this treasure.
But intentionally, I left it behind the first time I was there. And then I'm halfway to the other side of the building, and she says, "You forgot the red book."
Like, no, I didn't.
Well,
no, I didn't. I know it's there. I don't need it yet.
Well, to be fair, Crystal, you play the game very different than most people.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
You might want to give her the heads up on that next time. And just say, hey, by the way, I'm gonna be skipping stuff.
Yeah, well, with RE4, which is the one that I'm currently doing on stream.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've played through that all the way before, and I found out that there are some things that if you don't get your first time through, there's something that happens on your way back to it that completely cuts you off.
Oh.
So you can't, after you do a certain thing, you can't go back.
Oh.
Oh.
But ideally, we can basically.
Yeah, so I ended up. It's like, oh, I missed this. I'll come back to it later, and then I'm on my way back, and it's like, nope, you're not getting it.
We really care about collecting treasures and castaways.
You know, speaking of Final Fantasy remakes and stuff, I'm very happy that they did just a remaster for Final Fantasy X and X-2, because I did not want them to change those games at all. I just wanted a freaking remaster, and that's what they gave me. I was very happy about that. Just like with the Diablo 2 remaster, it was the same thing. I was like, thank you. I don't want anything changed, because I love 10 and 10-2.
If I remember correctly, there were a couple of things that they...
Well, okay, sorry. Yes, there was some tiny stuff, but they didn't change, like, major stuff, which was good.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I was kind of upset about that, because I wanted the... for 10-2, whenever I saw it, I wanted the Psychic Dress Sphere. But I couldn't get it, because there's no way you can get downloadable content for that game in its original version.
Oh, it's DLC.
No. I'm saying you could not get DLC for
Right.
that game.
Yeah.
But in the remaster or whatever, they added that. They added that dress sphere. But now I'm upset because I couldn't get it. But
oh, right, gotcha.
It has I think she got the one where it's 10 and 10-2 in one game.
Yeah, that's what I've got. That's the remaster.
And I think that has the Psychic. I haven't played that one yet.
It has the job Fear international release.
Yes.
So we basically
so that would have the, and then I can't remember if it was in 10 or 10-2, but they added the Dark Aeons.
Basically, when you move a base, everything. Oh man, it's being really mean. But that's
oh yeah.
We're gonna get one of our most important rescue corps officers here.
Was that?
I know those weren't in the original game because whenever I saw them, I was like, oh, you can go back and do that, and I'd go to it at that time, and they wouldn't be there.
He is the
You know what game I need to try to figure out how to make? I need to try to figure out how to make a non-copyright infringing version of Blitzball. and make it better. And just improve it. Because I love Blitzball, but obviously it needs to be a little bit more faster paced, let's just say. So I would love to make like an actual game based around Blitzball, but then also have a little bit of outside wandering around, but not much.
It's water polo. It already exists.
No, it's not just water. It's not just water polo. It's things mixed together. Because it's also a little bit of soccer.
Yeah, it's water polo with people who can breathe underwater.
It's water polo mixed with hockey mixed with soccer. That's pretty much what it is.
Okay, I can see soccer, but how do you get a hockey?
Just like the layout of it, and the fact that you can beat people up.
We need to drown Ochi so he can learn how to swim.
Oh yeah, okay.
There's no better.
Yeah, but in that game you don't get a penalty for beating them up.
And fail.
You don't get penalized in rugby either.
Yeah, actually, Sonic, that would be pretty sweet if they did like a prequel Final Fantasy X. See, the world of Spira, I love the world of Spira. Like, I think Square should have done so many more games based around the world of Spira because I just love that world.
Okay.
If there was a way
What?
to not do that,
Nothing.
I wouldn't. But
What other games did they do? They did 10, 10, 2, and that was it.
I know.
So,
What?
while we load into the
I thought 10 was okay.
Well, that's your opinion.
That is my opinion.
I'm just saying,
Right, it is.
that's your opinion. Okay, I loved it. 10 is, it goes 6, 10, 7 for me.
This year was a real
10,
gift. Good luck,
7.
Kat. I'm sure you'll
Yep.
crush it.
Okay.
For me, it is
I have a $250 donation from Captain X24 that just says
4, 12.
Sorry, go keep
Yeah, 12 is good. I really like 12.
I also have a $100 donation from Relish Police. Loved everything about Pikmin
7.
4.
Yeah, 4, 12, 7.
To stay
Nice.
awake, so I'll catch the rest
It's not
right on
bad.
the VODs. Good
Yeah.
luck, Cap.
I like.
much.
For mine, I wouldn't be putting in any of the ones before 7 because I haven't played them.
Very interesting. A lot
You
of
don't
things.
I might have played them before, but it's
Yeah.
been so long that I don't really remember anything in them.
Crystal.
Gotcha.
Crystal. The Pixel remasters.
Yeah, they do have Pixel remasters out for them.
Yeah, hey, I'm not saying that I don't ever intend to play them. I do intend to play them, but I just haven't in a long time, so I don't really recall anything.
Yeah.
But
Sorry, knock down a wall and also knock off that.
out of mine, I'd have to say 7 is my favorite. I liked
Here's our first little
12,
slight out of bounds.
all the
That's very easy.
13s,
Here's an unfinished bridge.
and one that I know Hewitt didn't really like. 8.
8 sucks. Fuck draw magic.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, well, you see,
I'm the same way.
the
But
reason I liked
Hybrid explained to me why I was wrong about the draw magic because you don't actually need to do it as much.
You don't.
But
You don't.
but I didn't get to the point where I figured that out, so that's why I freaking hate it.
But the thing I figured out with that was I would draw 100 of every spell,
Nice.
but I would not use it. I would keep it stocked just for junctioning.
What was the
And-
method? What was the method that you said, Hybrid, with the magic and all that?
So basically all your summons,
Nice. All right, yes.
they have magic refine abilities. So you can refine items that you get an abundance of.
Yes, but how do you get to do you get that right away?
So basically you get Shiva and Quetzalcoatl like off the top.
Right, but
They
like
have Thunder Refine and Ice Refine, which you can use to make ice and water spells and thunder spells. Then you get Ifrit, like almost immediately, which is the fire spells.
Okay,
So
well
you just
how do you do the refine?
Okay, that I never knew. 'Cause
Like, is it
I've
just a
never
spell?
done that. I just did all the drawing.
Like, is it
okay.
just a spell? Like, how do you do it though?
So all the summons have abilities that you have to set, but they don't really explain this very well.
No, they
You
don't.
can go in and set the abilities that all these things learn, but they do it in like the auto way of doing it is really fucking stupid.
Really?
Yeah, you need to.
Like
so like you set it to learn that first, basically, is what you're saying.
Yes, because the
I
auto
see.
way prioritizes making your summons stronger and have better survivability when that's just the fucking dumb way.
Oh man. See, if they would explain that in the very beginning, like it did a nice tutorial explaining that exact thing, I think
And
more
here's
people would have liked 8, myself
And
included.
here's the crazy thing. They do explain it.
Well, I just
Poorly.
mean, right, I just mean like in a good way. Because I'm sure it's like a wall of text or something that they just throw up randomly and you're just like, what is this next?
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
Yes. And then, like, if you watch the speedrunners, they go into the menu to do it, but they're going so fucking fast that you don't see what they're doing.
I don't think I've ever watched a Final Fantasy VIII speedrun.
It's because it's 8 hours long.
You know what, Hybrid? Maybe I should play Final Fantasy VIII on stream sometime. And learn the proper way.
And, like, I could do it too, because I have it. Like, I actually have Final Fantasy. I could actually play it and actually, like, walk through it and, like, menus. Like, because, like, if normally, And Crystal is right. You don't use your spells because you junction them to your stats.
You know what?
Yeah, well,
Actually,
you see, there's another part of that. The reason that I did that was I also found out that in most cases, the enemies you get on the field, one of them
and that's very annoying.
will more often than not have the spell that the other is weak to.
Very careful.
So you could draw and immediately cast on the other enemy, and it'd be their weakness.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
So now that we've grown all of
but
our
here's the
bees
thing.
and we've
Drawing
cast
is
away from the
fucking
clutches of
slow.
we can,
It is so slow and not worth it.
area, Blossoming Arcadia.
you know what? Hybrid. Maybe we should do
I've
that.
never noticed it to be slow.
Maybe we should do that soon, where maybe even after this week, where you play Final Fantasy VIII and you actually explain the proper way of doing it.
Yeah. And
because I
by
wouldn't
the
mind
way-
watching that.
Yeah, and by the way,
I think I know where you're coming from. Whenever they're in the prison, yes, drawing is very slow in there because the story says they have that magic tempering barrier up. So casting magic and drawing fails a lot of the time in that area.
And like one of my favorite things in Final Fantasy VIII is because Omega Weapon is in Final Fantasy VIII,
In the first area, they really
and
through the area a lot
because I know how Omega works in that game, I fucking murder him.
Nice.
Well, I never even tried to fight him because I am a big collector of the cards. And in order to actually beat him, you had to, I forget the term they use, but it's basically destroy a card to get the items necessary to beat him. That's the only way you can get that item. And I was like, no, not doing it, so I have never bothered fighting him.
Oh no.
At least that is.
Dingo's gonna battle it actually.
I can solo Omega. That's how much I know how to murder him. And that's not even talking.
Okay, I am watching your fucking stream, and I'm going to.
Through the power of Dingo, all things are possible.
Well, Hybrid, why don't we do this then? Maybe starting next week. Monday nights I'll play Zelda. Thursday nights you'll play Final Fantasy VIII.
Do you know how to get Excalibur
Yeah,
in
we'll do that.
9? It's 9 that you have to wait. Do it super quick.
So now that we've done that,
That's the other thing I was going to tell you about speedruns, is that there is a thing in 9 that in order to get it, you have to reach a certain part near the end of the game
under
in a
13
certain number of hours.
Yeah, under 13.
Okay, so
Get Excalibur 2, right?
Excalibur 2 is
the workaround to that is?
I do.
You leave the game on, the clock sets to 999, resets down to 0, and then you can just go grab the item.
The overflow.
Nice.
You overflow the time.
That's great.
I haven't played the game since I figured out that secret, but Hewitt's going to get mad because whenever I get to the point, I'm going to leave it on, and she's not going to be able to play fuck all until I get that weapon.
It's also similar to Vincent in Final Fantasy VII, the original. His ultimate weapon is dependent on the number of enemies you kill, and if you kill like over 65,000 enemies, you overflow his count. You overflow his damage, so he can actually walk up and one-shot Emerald Weapon.
Oh my god.
That's
crazy.
But again, you have to kill over 65,000 enemies with Vincent.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Like how it would probably take you longer to do that than to actually kill
I
Emerald
was
Weapon
thinking
normally.
of playing that game on stream eventually, but that part I think I'll do off screens.
Right.
And then not tell anyone what I'm doing, and then it's like, okay, people, today we're going to attempt the Emerald Weapon fight. And I make that be the first thing I go into, and they're gonna be like, okay, this is gonna be a boring stream because all they're gonna be doing is fighting Emerald Weapon all the way through it.
Yeah.
I get there,
This is a very short
shoot at it with Vincent. It's like, okay, that's it. Shall we continue?
Very similar to one of the ones in Pikmin 2.
And like, it's even more hilarious whenever you watch him kill Emerald Weapon because he does like 0 for H damage.
Oh wow! You're like, what is going on?
He does damage in hexadecimal.
The levels are very fun. Of course, there's a
great.
lot of things to collect, and it's really fun to see like the optimal way of collecting all of
And
them.
then
in Pikmin 4, there's a mechanic where you throw leaves.
Ruby
first.
Weapon
This
is actually very easy to kill
sometimes
if you
a
know
little
the
bit annoying
secret.
'cause you don't want to throw leaves, but here you can plan things out. Like for example, I'm throwing leaves.
I looked up online the strategies for all those things, and I was able to beat them after, you know, getting the actual specific strategy down.
Yeah.
He's
all of those
susceptible to
are like
stun.
that way.
Yes. he can stun Ruby Weapon.
That was a glitch though. That wasn't fixed, right? Wasn't that what it was? Or was that intentional? Really? Huh.
That was the.
I actually saw a video that said the weaknesses of all the super bosses in Final Fantasy games.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was one of them. And then in,
continue
I want to say it was 13.2, you have one of those giant turtle creatures.
Yeah.
That is susceptible to death.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it looks like we.
You know what's funny is I actually killed that thing normally without death.
Once the last,
It took me fucking forever.
They also had that.
But I killed it. I killed it. It took forever, but I killed it. And also,
I can't remember.
13.2 is the only game of the 13 franchise I actually really liked a lot.
We're gonna send our ice Pikmin using charge.
I know you really like it, Crystal, but 13.2 was the only one that I really liked out of all of them.
I only played 13 and said I'm not playing any more of this.
13.2 is very different from 13 though. It's basically like Pokemon. Like it's very similar to Pokemon where you're getting monsters and leveling them up.
Are you serious?
So it's kind of like Pokemon Final Fantasy Edition. What are you talking about? That's the whole thing of 13.2, is that you have monsters with you that you train up and fight with you.
To do this, and instead I say, what if we just throw Pikmin up here, which is the best way of solving all
I might have forgotten about that.
Do you not
part
remember
because-
13.2?
I remember.
That's the whole.
quite a bit
That's the
of
whole
13.2.
game, though. Like that's like the whole game. Like it's the main mechanic of the game. Like you don't fight without monsters by your
I
side.
might not have. I might not have ever called out a monster because I have always played with just Noel and Sarah.
What? Wait,
yeah,
what?
I've only used just them.
That's like playing
I've
Final
never called
Fantasy.
out
That's like playing Final Fantasy 7 with one character out.
Tonic.
Yeah, well,
Tonic.
What?
Do you want to hint on how the speedrun goes for Final Fantasy 13.2 goes?
Annoying, but tractable. Oh no,
What?
Good, excellent.
Just those two characters.
What? What?
Because doing anything else takes time, which they don't have time for.
Yeah, but it's a lot easier when you have them out.
Well, maybe you should get good.
I did like.
It's ignoring the whole entire mechanic and gimmick of the whole entire game, though. That's what I don't like about that. Now, speedrunners, yeah, sure, go ahead, beat the game fast. But like, that's hilarious, though. That like they just completely ignore the main mechanic of the whole entire game.
Oh, Sonic, that's hilarious.
Who is a very cute character if you ever talk to him.
I don't even remember. I vaguely remember being able to somehow collect the enemies, but I don't remember ever even hearing that you could use them to fight.
Oh yeah, that was the whole point of collecting them. Was that you fight? It was basically like Pokemon.
So Chris actually earlier brought up a very
You should check it out again, Crystal, and see and try the actual fighting with the monsters. See what it's like.
Another one of that I like. I did like Lightning Returns.
So this is kind of
except for one aspect of it.
Oh yeah, what was that?
So just another off.
The time.
Ochi can swim now.
Yes, it's kind of like Majora. It's kind of similar to Majora's Mask, honestly, in that respect.
But in
13.3.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we know the power of horse parenting. Coming up
13
is
13 days.
13.3.
Don't quote me on
But,
that.
13 days, yeah.
But each day was so short, you couldn't do anything in it
Yes.
unless you had
Yes.
that slow spell.
That was my whole gripe with it too. It felt like you couldn't get anything done in a single day, and so it just it was like you got to the end so quick that it was just so tough to do everything.
Thankfully,
So it was like you do like one or two little things in a day, and then suddenly you're on the next day. You know, it's not like it didn't allow you to really focus on a day.
Yeah. Now I ended up getting the player's guide for that, and in that it suggests a way to do it, like do this during this day, do this this day, and it's supposed to help you get through everything.
Right.
And even with that slow spell, I found it incredibly challenging to get any 1 day's worth of stuff in that guide done in that time.
Well, yeah, and also, like, you'd try to do certain things during a day, and you'd be going and running around trying to do these things, and you'd run out of time before you could get most of them done, and then you'd have to just start completely over the next time you go to that day, you know? So it was very frustrating to play that game. It was an interesting idea and concept, but it just, I don't think it was executed very well, is the problem.
You should check out the World of Final Fantasy.
Oh, is that another one too that the execution's not as good?
Well, no, like they actually, it feels like they actually like executed a lot better on the whole Pokemon and Final Fantasy thing.
Oh, okay.
Like we're like
we can knock down this castaway while we're waiting for the wall to break.
Better than 10. You're saying better than 10-2? Is that what you're saying?
Better than 13-2.
Or 13-2? Yeah. Okay. Really?
Yeah.
Well, 13-2 was first, so makes sense.
Are they gonna crush?
Yeah. And I played
Nope, that's on me, honestly.
World of Final Fantasy.
It turns out that red Pikmin don't like electricity. That's on me.
I do like though in 13-2 it's actually like normal Final Fantasy with that though. It's not like chibi Final Fantasy.
Well, it's only chibi if you elect to.
Okay.
Whoa, really?
I can't
I've never played
remember.
it. So what? So you can have it be like full normal graphics and everything.
Well, okay, so like the main characters can either enter chibi form or like humanoid form, like something we're more used to. But like all the
Only
enemies,
the main
like
characters?
only the main characters, like the chocobos are still chibi, the behemoths are still chibi.
Now, don't get me wrong. I love chibi anime characters. They're adorable. But when it comes to Final Fantasy like that, I would want it to be more of actual characters than chibi. That's just me.
Okay. All right, that's fine.
That's
But there's
just
still
me.
nothing. There's still nothing better than seeing Ultima weapon cast Ultima, and have this huge cinematic and blow both your characters away with the huge energy beam, and both of them land crashing into the earth, and then seeing miss.
And then we're ready to go to the next area.
Right? It's like it's like when a meteor spell is cast or something, and there's a large meteor that hits you and it says miss. And you're like, what? Like, how is that even possible?
I don't know, but it's hilarious.
Right?
Took a long time. Incentive to Nicole Ochi.
I'm not really sure, don't really remember how you do it because all I did was read about it, but I found out that there was a way that you could get an extra day in Lightning Returns.
In Lightning Returns, after about day 7, you can extend it to like almost like 30 plus days.
What?
But they don't ever tell you that.
What? Wait, what?
Yeah, it gets to the point where you can just keep resetting a day.
What the hell?
Huh.
But if you reset a day, don't you lose the progress you got on that day?
No.
Trying to grab onto this treasure so bad.
What?
Okay, tell me, how do you do that?
Yeah.
I'm going to be playing Lightning Returns tomorrow. How do you do that?
The game that it allows it.
Huh?
Just get far enough into the game that it allows it.
Well, yeah, but I don't know how you do it, even when you get to that point.
Yeah, like
You said they don't even tell you how to do it. So how the hell am I supposed to know how to do it if you don't tell me how to do it?
The internet.
Google
it.
Touche.
Yeah.
Whose site are you on anyway?
Oh.
I'm kind of right. You know,
I'm on Ewood's side right now.
Hang on. Here's a question. Here's a question for you, Tonic.
What?
Did you like Final Fantasy Tactics?
No, I'm not really a tactics person. Like any sort of tactics games. Now they're okay. It's just I'm not really. It's not really my style of game.
What if I told you that someone's working on a project where they were remaking Final Fantasy VI into Tactics?
So
I don't know.
there's a
I'd have
couple
to see
things
it,
Ochi's
honestly.
good at that we want Ochi to be better
Because yes,
at.
that is my
The thing is
favorite
Ochi
Final
can take.
Fantasy.
We get
Yeah.
that,
So
but
I
we
would
want
have
Ochi
to
be
kind of
faster.
see
So
it
we're gonna
to be able to judge that.
Ochi
Like
Because-
when I found out about that, I was
before
very interested in that because
Like
I
it would
love
have to
tactics style games.
it would have to like blow me
to
away
not
for me to
traumatize
be
Ochi, but make him swim
to like
faster,
it,
so
you
it's a
know.
little less painful this time.
Well,
Like the
'cause
bar would be really
allows
high
him to
for a
swim
tactics
faster
game for
and
me
to
to really
do
enjoy it.
tasks
Let's just say.
like carry
Because I really do
things
love
water.
tactics style
This is
games.
very nice.
I know they don't make good for streaming.
Yeah, that's true. I've seen some
But-
speedrun on GDQ before, and I was like, oh, this is snooze fest.
Yes.
But playing them, I'm sure is more interesting. Yeah.
They're more interesting whenever you're playing. So tactics as a speed run. There were two different versions. There for Final Fantasy Tactics there is a there are two main categories. It's either math is allowed or math is not allowed.
What?
There's a job called calculator, and oh my god, is it the most broken thing ever?
Wait, what? There's a job?
Job called calculator?
Yes, and they basically.
What?
So okay,
What?
so imagine this. So in Final Fantasy Tactics, there's a job called calculator, and basically their whole thing is, they can cast level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, or level prime.
Level what?
Prime.
They do the level spells like they're like the blue mage thing, like level 5 death or level 3 flare. They do that, but with literally any spell in the game.
You know what? It's fine.
Whoa.
You can actually
Whoa.
jump up there.
But not just level, because there's height. They can attack by height, or
What?
by a number of other things.
What?
Which means that basically they just walk through the entire game and just set it up so that when they obliterate the enemy army
That's crazy.
with holy every single time.
It's kind of like in Final Fantasy V with the samurai gill toss.
Guild toss.
Or you can
And,
just
like,
walk through the bosses with gill toss.
And Final Fantasy V is still is basically Final Fantasy V is like the birth of death by math.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Because they will do a whole bunch of things to cast level 5 death on literally anything.
Yeah.
Above ground in Serene Shores.
I'll admit, I got into Final Fantasy Tactics a lot quicker than I thought I would after I actually figured out. Whenever I saw what kind of game it was, when it wasn't your typical Final Fantasy game, but there was only one thing that I didn't like about it, and I know I'm probably one of the very few that didn't like this bit of it. Whenever they showed that it was the Zodiac stones that were changing the people into like the boss monsters.
What?
I wanted to see all 12.
Yeah, basically.
And they only show like, what is it, 4, 5? The rest of them, you just find the stones and you got them. You don't have to kill the...
I think there's like 7.
Well, still, it doesn't show all 12.
It builds character. Don't worry.
You don't see a monster form of all 12 of them, and that's what I was wanting to see.
I know. There are.
Don't get me wrong. I still play the game. It's still a great game. It's just.
Hey, Crystal.
Yeah?
Did you know that there's actually 13 stones?
Ochi to swim fast, but Ochi needs to be able to dig and carry stuff under.
I might have, because I remember I got all of them.
You'll see it. Don't worry.
Yes. The serpentinus, like there's like the 13th Zodiac stone. And actually you can anyone can Google it. Anyone can Google it and say just say 13th Zodiac symbol or sign.
33 earlier, not if I close my eyes.
And you'll get like Serpentelius or something like that.
Nope, you're not going to grab them.
It's very interesting.
Earlier, very much earlier in the speedrun, we bound a whole bunch
Crystal,
of stuff
are you into like leveling and grinding out jobs, like a bunch of different jobs and leveling and stuff?
Actually, pretty much one thing specifically.
Let's use
bomb rocks. I want to be able to use bomb rocks whenever I want. And now I can.
10-2,
so look, I just
for
picked up the
instance.
bomb rock.
Oh my.
Yeah, that's one of the games.
Once I get the dress spheres, I will get every character, every single one of their abilities.
Hey, you're like me. I like to do that too. If you like grinding games with job classes like that, you should play Final Fantasy 3. The actual Final Fantasy 3.
Oh, okay. I vaguely remember that that's in there, but I was thinking 5.
5 is also one,
5
yes.
or 6?
5 is another
5
one.
or 6 that had a Galoof.
5.
5.
That's 5.
5 is the one that has all the job, like a bunch of different jobs and stuff. But 3 is the original one that had like a ton of different jobs. Like that one has a bunch as well. And they all go up to level 99 and they all get different abilities and stuff. And yeah. But that's another one. That's a good level.
If I was ever to play that game on stream, I would definitely be doing that off stream, but I would be doing it.
The grind is severe in that game.
Yes.
I mean, it would be like one Saturday I'd get the crystals or get the jobs.
Yeah.
And then the very next time I'm playing the game, I would have made sure that I saved in the same place so that I'm not skipping ahead as far as what everyone else sees. But they'd get back, and I'd have like half my abilities.
Right? Like in Final Fantasy X-2, one thing that I love to do whenever I play that game is as soon as I get the Berserker job sphere, I would equip it on all 3 of them, and I'd have them just max out the Berserker class on all 3 and just have them play that where it just cast Berserk on them and they would just it's just like auto fight.
Yep.
I just let them go. Go kill.
So here's how Final Fantasy 8's gonna get. Is I'm gonna play on stream. And guess what I'm gonna be doing off stream?
Grinding?
No, because grinding is
Dandori.
because enemies level with you, Tommy, so I'm not going to be grinding.
Oh.
I will be playing hours and hours and hours of triple triad.
Is that to get stuff? Get items?
Triple triad. That's an 8, isn't it?
Yeah. Triple triad is actually how you break the fucking game to begin with.
Really?
Because that's where you get all your items to refine into stuff.
Oh. Huh.
Yeah, you just got to be careful. If you're one of the people that wants to make sure you have at least one of every card, be careful, because if you refine one of your higher level cards, you ain't getting it back.
Yes, you can.
We're not even going to see it.
Not like the player cards.
Yes, you can.
But don't worry, it did.
You can?
Really?
We're going to check in on it.
It's not until end game, but once you have the Ragnarok and you so you have to complete the Queen of Cards quest.
Yeah,
you have to like so like you have in Valum Garden you have like the
which is going
you have
to
like the it's the card club quest line, and once you beat all of them, they'll show up on the Ragnarok later in the game, and they will, if you refine a character card, they will have the character cards in their decks.
Really?
So you can.
Was that programmed into the game, or did you have to do something?
That was programmed. That you had to do side quests. But yes.
Apparently, the person who wrote the guide didn't know that. Because they were saying what you had to do in order to defeat this enemy, and they said, and they actually wrote in there, sorry card collectors, you're going to lose the card, as if you're not getting it back.
Oh no. You can farm cards. You can farm unique cards by completing these quests. But
well, I knew that they appeared on the Ragnarok because I've beaten their quest and gotten them all of them on there, but I always thought, okay, I've already gotten all the cards they have. There's no need to play them, so I never even knew that they had them in their decks at that point.
Yeah,
it's always very fun.
Nice.
Because if you miss the cards, you can play them, and like certain card members, certain members will have certain cards. Yeah, you can instantly farm them.
What about if you miss some of the Queen of Cards quests?
Yes,
where you had to lose a card to her.
The card club members will have those cards.
Even if you didn't get her to create them?
Correct.
with the ice.
Okay.
Ice Pikmin grab onto it, it won't go into the water.
Don't get me wrong. I'm still getting all those cards before then, and then
very common thing.
I mean,
maybe then I can actually
over there. That crab can be very spooky.
Yeah, Ice Pikmin.
This is why it's nice having GDQ weeks, 2 weeks out of the year. Here is that we can have nice discussions on stream and like plan out our stream and stuff.
So here's how the stream's going to go: is I'm gonna be doing a low level run, and then I'm gonna get to the end of the game. Well, the best way to beat the game is to do a low level run.
Really?
Is I will do a low level run until the very end of the
be
game.
able to go through and kill everything in one hit.
That's the point. That's the point.
Well, I was telling that to him because he's like, why? Why is it the best way to do it?
I haven't gotten past like the first like hour or two of 8, so.
Right. So enemies level with you.
I love Master Hop.
So by remaining a low level, everything has low HP.
Low level. Gotcha.
But because the best way to increase your stats is through junctioning to your stats, you obliterate things in one hit.
Oh wow.
So he wants to look at us, and we want to
Damn.
Yeah. So what's gonna happen is you're gonna probably see me go through a low level run, and then at the very end of the game, you'll mysteriously see Renoa at level 100.
Oh jeez.
And then I will go fight Omega, and she will fucking murder him.
Nice. Look forward to seeing that.
Because I know how to kill Omega weapon very easily.
Nice.
Okay, whenever I play that game, I'm gonna make sure you are commentating whenever I am doing that area of the game, so you can tell me exactly how to beat him.
It's understand. Okay, so you know at a certain point, Renoa's limit break changes. Yes.
Yeah, it goes from what she becomes a sorceress, so it becomes she casts multiple spells.
Yes. Understanding how that limit break works
so in order to get one
is very key to destroying Omega.
Well, a little bit more than that in a moment.
Yes.
But before we can even talk about night missions,
you will only cast spells that target enemies.
Ending the day. So while we end the day, this would be a great time for donations.
Wait, what?
So, yeah, she will only
say that again. I just didn't quite hear all of it.
Whenever you go into sorceress mode with Renoa for a limit break, she will only pull from her deck of spells that can target enemies.
Give Kochi a cuddle for me.
So, if the only thing that targets enemies is a specific attack spell, and you use, like, like Kiraga and Full Life and Haste, things that can only be cast on your party members to junction her stats.
Don't worry about it.
Well,
be careful with the ocean.
Everything she casts is Meteor.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Wow.
If she has all healing spells, all she'll cast is Meteor.
Yes.
That doesn't make any sense.
If her only attack spell is Meteor, and everything else is junction to her stats is healing spells and, support spells.
So it turns out that rescue leaflings, we have to
like Silence and Blind, those count as enemy attack spells. So don't use those. So everything else needs to be curative spells or support spells that can only be cast on party members. And the only attack spell she has is Meteor. She will only cast Meteor. And she will only murder her enemies.
It's like a tower defense.
That's crazy.
It's hilarious.
If we actually did any of this, but we're not doing any of this. Why? Because
if you do a low level run,
it turns out that
and when you start leveling her, she has things like speed bonus and magic bonus, and she gets like 90 levels with that.
Explicitly,
she's kind of fast and kind of magic-y.
So the 4 bomb rocks exist explicitly to make this a reality.
And if you junction,
sorceress is not magic-y.
I am so sorry.
And then you junction her speed stat with haste, and you give her
God.
auto, and then you give her auto haste.
Away from the bomb, so we don't get the
She
exactly.
like
Throw the Pikmin away from the bombs.
Omega gets like 1 turn.
So you
Oh shit!
I know, it's sad. You know, I know what you're thinking. Why can't you just have Dingo do it?
Like I said, like I'm gonna do this on stream.
Unless
This is
you
a sight to
deplete all of your
behold.
HP and all of Ochi's HP.
It is literally like I set things up and I just set the controller down.
It turns out that in the first level, there's no quick way to die, so we actually explicitly buy
auto
bomb
win.
rocks because it is.
Yeah, it's an auto win. That's exactly what it is.
But we're gonna have to do this for 3 night missions because there's 3 leaflings, right? We did 3 Dandori battles.
You said that in 10.2 that whenever you got a Berserker, you would attach that to
move on
all of your characters.
Yeah, and just let them go.
So yeah, so this is.
Well, I do mine just a little bit differently. Well, actually, a lot differently.
Maybe is there another donation that
You know, whenever you start, you have the 3 job spheres.
Yeah.
And you only have that garment grid that has the 3 spots in it.
Yeah.
I will go through and have all of them have on their regular job.
Thank you so much for
And then I'll wait until all of them have maxed that out. And then I'll switch one to the next one, which is, since you only have the 3, it's one of the other 2 characters' jobs.
Yeah.
And then I'll go around that triangle. So that each one gets those.
Yeah.
And then whenever you get one that get a garment grid that has more than that, I'll put the dress sphere that, and I'm thinking at that point you can assign like a garment grid to each person. Like,
yeah.
Like, so I'll put the one that they already have on the top area, and then from that point around the area is all the other garment grids, not garment grids, dress spheres. So then whenever they max out the one they're on, they go to the next, so that I never have 2 of the same job.
Yeah.
But and then whenever I get to the last spot, I get a garment grid where I want to say there's only like
I just want to talk about a couple
2 spots you can go to.
We have only 1 more night mission. Don't worry, the nightmare is.
And then I will put them back on their original job, and that other spot will be their ultimate dress sphere.
Oh wow. Yeah, I don't think about it that much. I just kind of look at it and go, I love the Berserker job, so I have them max that out first. But then I also just go through like whatever jobs I like their outfits the best and level those up.
Well, the thing with the ultimate dress sphere is every time you get into a new fight, you're automatically put back to the dress sphere you were before beating the fight after switching to the ultimate.
Yeah.
Because you can only have 1 character with an ultimate on at any point.
It's a 3-digit code.
And if I'm right,
the rules are there can be no 0, so it's
whenever a character puts on an ultimate, the other 2 leave the battle.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then it's, and then your ultimate has 3 sections. Each one can attack, kind of like it's a different party member.
Yeah, because it's basically like it's basically like a summon is kind of how it behaves, where it's kind of like Yuna summoning a summon in Final Fantasy X.
You can do it, Ochi.
Yeah.
Or, you know, like it's kind of like what it is.
Oh, I see what you mean, because then whenever she summoned in Final Fantasy X, you're not attacking with her.
Right.
You're just, okay, I see what you're saying there.
Did you know that the more complex and more sphere nodes in the dress sphere, or the dress sphere, the more powerful the ultimate dress sphere becomes?
Really?
So normally,
I do know that if you
you're normally supposed to go to the next area.
If you change your dress sphere
to collect all of the numbers
enough to go through all the
numbers in order to suss out the
it's if you change your dress sphere enough to go through all the like power-ups on the garment grid.
Which is the only problem.
If you do that, you get all of those powers, so it does power you up.
Yeah,
Yes.
that makes sense.
And it does. You had to hit all of those paths to summon the ultimate dress
So now that
sphere.
we rescued the rescue corps, we can actually go on and rescue Olimar.
That's probably why I only ever
We
used
need 7,000
one with
spark
2 slots in it, because then
to
you could
unlock
just
the area where Olimar
hit that
Immediately.
one thing. Yeah.
And it's incredibly weak. If you go back and play, like find the most complex node, and you go through there, you will find that you are fucking unstoppable.
Nice.
Yeah, well, you see, whenever I do that, it's just the way I am with all these job things. It's I only do the ultimate dress sphere just to level all 3 parts of everyone's up, and then I go back to putting them back on their main jobs.
Which is to guess.
I know.
Like Juno would become the gunner again. Pain
because the 3 girls with their unique jobs is more powerful than like the ultimate sphere.
Yeah.
But I'm just letting you know that if you were to max out all the stats and then actually find a very complex node and go through them all, you'll find yourself quite unstoppable.
Nice.
Okay, well then what we need to do is find a way to combine Final Fantasy X-2 with Final Fantasy VII, and then just put Yuna up against Emerald Weapon.
Oh, there you go.
9. Everyone pay attention to that 9. That's a 9.
Okay.
9, yeah.
And go through all the dress changes.
Let me just learn how to ROM hack.
Excellent. We figured that out. So now we're just going to do this.
But I do know a way to cheese Emerald Weapon.
Amazing. I know.
So
and it's not actually close.
He was in that video too. I just can't remember.
So my way of cheesing Emerald Weapon is going to Cactuar Island and manipulating the Cactuar and
hold on. There's a Cactuar Island in 7?
Yeah, it's a really tiny island. There's somewhere. The only enemy that spawns there is a Cactuar. And what I do...
That's not 8, because I remember there being something like that in 8.
There is also that in 8.
10 too.
But I use a Cactuar, and I manipulate him to kind of do their basic attack until my last 2 digits are 77. And then I have him 1000 needle me until I'm under 7,777, and then I use potions on all my characters, so they're all at 7,777. You see where I'm going with this?
777. Then the Lux Sphere or the Lux.
So all 3 of my characters are in Lucky 7 Fever, and then I go and get into a boss fight with Emerald Weapon, and he dies.
Nice.
What? He just sees you and it's like, oh fuck, come here.
Well, okay. So when you're in Lucky 7 Fever, they just go. They're basically in Berserk, and they all have attack priority. So Emerald Weapon doesn't even get a chance to attack.
Oh wow. That's crazy.
Now here's a quick clue. Is the 3 characters in Lucky 7 Fever don't do enough damage to actually kill them, so make sure they have all their limit breaks primed to kill him, to finish him off, because I mean, again, limit breaks take priority. Yeah. So yeah, I actually beaten Emerald Weapon without ever taking damage.
That's crazy.
Yeah, there you go. It's quite hilarious. But also
definitely going to have you commentating whenever I'm doing my Final Fantasy game.
Sure. I do love Final Fantasy. I do know some of the best strategies.
Thank you so much.
I play Final Fantasy for
so,
filthy casual stuff. I don't play it for strategy, so I don't know shit about the intricacies of fighting.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Whenever I do my Final Fantasy game, I'm not gonna have you on as a commentator. I'm gonna have you on as my fucking strategist.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, we don't talk about that. I don't know what you're talking
about.
$25 from Justin that says if they make a spin-off with giant plant creatures, would they
So in Final Fantasy V,
Thank you.
You want to master
sunglasses donated
Ninja,
from my mom who survived cancer last year. Love watching
the
a Pikmin
Hunter,
speedrun for a good cause. Can I get an
and the
Ochi from the
Spellblade.
crowd?
Ochi.
And with those 3 jobs mastered, you want to equip the Freelancer job class, which inherits all the passive things, so they can just straight up equip 2 hands, because they mastered Ninja.
It truly is so fun.
And then you have you equip the rapid fire or X fight job command from the hunter class, and then you equip the sword magic from the spell sword class. And you just basically do.
I've been part of the community for 7 years.
You
so proud of how far we've come as a community.
At the end game, you put flare on your swords.
But I'm so proud of how far the community has come.
And then you do X fight with 2 swords.
And having a lot of fun.
Damn.
And you attack 8 times with 100% accuracy.
Holy shit.
Positive impact on my life and on many other people's
And
lives.
it's just like
flare magic.
with flare magic.
Right, Sonic?
And it's just like,
yeah,
oh,
that's awesome. Yeah, I would love
okay.
to. So the best thing you can do if you want to get speedrunning is
that enemy died.
Speedrunning Discord. We're very friendly. We will.
I didn't even get a chance to actually see what the enemy's name was. He's just gone.
Who's streaming? You know what people do, what runs to pick up. We're happy to give you tips, and we're happy to get everyone involved.
You can find the
Final Fantasy V, which by the way is the finale for this
and on my Twitch
AGDQ.
profile.
Yeah, I saw that.
We paste.
I wonder how the Pixel Master. I wonder how much the Pixel remaster differs from the actual game.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I'm predicting there's going to be a lot of death by math.
Yeah.
Because they do fun things. So there's an age status, which works differently for enemies versus your characters.
But the best way of doing it is to prevent him
from what age will do for your characters is it'll reduce your stats by 1 for every tick during combat. And I don't know how ticks flow. For enemies, it lowers their level by 1 per tick.
Great time for donations.
Absolutely. I have $25.
Which, if you know what the level of the enemy is and you know how the ticks flow, you can make a very timely level 5 death and just kill them.
Oh wow, nice.
Because that's a weird thing with Final Fantasy V is the level 5 death is indiscriminate. There are enemies that are immune to death status. Level 5 death does not check for immunity to death status.
Wasn't there something in Final Fantasy VI that was the same way?
There probably is.
I think there's something related to death in Final Fantasy VI. There's like a glitch or something that you can utilize with it.
Oh, there's so many glitches in Final Fantasy VI.
I should explain this warning.
It's
this is
pretty incredible.
If someone collects it and returns it to the opponent's base, they lose a lot of points. This is pretty bad. Not really for us.
Like Cyan. There's a glitch with his retort sword tech.
Yeah.
That's and that is the ability that will counter an attack.
I was gonna say
and there's a way to set it up where he counters his counter.
Oh no, sorry, 1 minute. We have to attack monsters.
And he will just whenever his counter activates, he'll attack the enemy, but then he'll counter his own counter and keep attacking
AGDQ. Come on now.
endlessly.
Oh my god.
Until everything on screen is dead.
We're gonna prevent
It's quite incredible. There is the there's of course Realm sketch glitch.
Oh yeah, good old Realm.
Hey, Colin's gonna bother us now because we opened the map.
Wouldn't that be funny if they had a reference to that in Final Fantasy 14 when they add the job?
Well, we're not gonna get that. We're not gonna get triple platinum on Oshi. That's.
I hope so. I hope they make a reference to it.
Olimar does not have the AI to learn that I
It'll probably be
something like them saying, "And none of this."
Yeah, right.
This has actually gotten very close.
They'll probably have a nod to it. That's for sure.
GDQ, because only at GDQ could this happen to me. But yeah, so not only I should probably explain the map. So in Pikmin there's this map, and you see how that UI of opening the map took a very long time. So basically,
I think within the last year or two, like the 80% run of the 80% no sketch glitch for Final Fantasy VI has changed.
Oh.
And it's pretty. I've watched the run on one of the hotfixes. It's pretty amazing. It's like done in like 3 hours.
Holy shit.
And it involves Gao.
Oh yeah.
and like they use him to manipulate a lot of things.
So
and it's
before Cap entered this level, he picked up an extra bomb.
let me put it this way.
It involves who?
Gao, the wild child, the guy, the character who
is raised in the wild,
and he learns rages in the Velt, where he's
basically like a blue mage.
But he can only be one enemy at a time.
Oh, you're talking about 6.
Yes.
Well,
okay.
His name's Gao.
Gao.
Yeah, I just switched to a page I had open and I saw a character with that name on it. It's like, oh, this is the one you're talking about.
So,
yeah, it's from Final Fantasy 6.
Basically, just to give you an idea of how that glitch works, is you end up with like a party of like 7 characters.
And so we can end the day and we can actually collect him and cure him.
In a game, we're supposed to have a maximum of 4.
What?
Is going to be what we do here.
Yeah, they glitch the game in a way that allows you to have more than 4 characters in your party.
Wow, that's crazy.
So that's very fun.
That'd be funny if they glitched it where you could have every character in your party.
Well,
I don't think they can do that.
That'd be insane. What's that, like 12 characters or something like that?
Yeah.
I think it's a lot more than that.
Okay, it doesn't want to stop. I'm gonna do this.
I think it's like 15 or 16 characters in that game.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think maybe 15 or 16, something like that.
Yeah,
there's a lot of characters in that game.
Sometimes there's always a little bit of chaos. So now I got it. So there's.
It's.
There should be Olimar somewhere.
And they found a way to like change.
There he is.
They found a
so
way.
Now we can carry him back to the base, and in theory, this
where
was
if
faster.
like, I don't know how long this glitch was known about, but like apparently, if you swap your party members in the menu and then use a tent,
so normally you're
the game doesn't save who you change your party members around.
What?
What? Riveting battle.
So, like, the character who was the technical lead was swapped out, so it's wrong on the world map.
So we're gonna end the day.
And that's, like, is able to, like, really glitch out things.
Crew, time is coming in about 35 seconds. So get ready for that. I will let you know. But basically what's going to happen...
I really hope it's like a SGDQ because like they're...
apparently a playing card for some reason.
They're...
but that's the only other thing we collected actually.
They're still routing the new route.
We collected Olimar.
Oh, okay.
Just to make it a little bit more consistent.
The famous 9.
But it's like 95% done.
That was a very successful day in my opinion.
And like part of the glitch is do you remember
with our remaining cure Olimar.
Do you remember the tentacle fight in that game?
Yeah.
Once clear appears
so that's where you get Edgar or in the World of Ruin, right?
Yeah.
They found out that if they glitched it because they found a way that you can glitch down there.
Could have been worse.
And that's how you get to the World of Ruin early. Is because you can glitch down there because the flag down there is always set. It's that there's an NPC that prevents you from going down there.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. So if you can find a way to get down there somehow, which they did, if they found out that if Edgar is the leader of your party, well, Edgar can't talk to Edgar.
I'm always happy to show along with all of my comrades in the Pikmin speedrunning community.
It soft locks the game.
Stuff you can do with these gorgeous little guys in this game.
So they had to specifically make sure that Edgar is not the lead of the party.
For supporting me, getting me out here.
Because if Edgar tries to talk to Edgar, the game's like,
I'm glad to show this and hopefully more movement across all
does not compute.
Games, at maybe AGDQs in the future.
Cap is always super helpful.
You actually acknowledged Hey Pikmin?
So make sure you check out his Twitch. He streams Pikmin all the time, and he's super helpful whenever you have any questions.
Yeah,
1, 2, 3, 3 deluxe, and 4.
Thank you, Chris.
And I won't spoil how that run ends, but it's pretty hilarious.
You know, over the course of the last years, all 4 console Pikmin games, Pikmin
Spoiler
1, 2, 3,
alert,
and 4 respectively,
it does not involve fighting
major
Kefka.
activity at all times.
Oh wow.
There's never a bad Pikmin game to get into. There's never a bad time to get into them.
Although technically
the
it
best time
does.
to get into them was yesterday.
Well, this is good timing. After Pikmin's over, I was gonna see if they're gonna do like an interview or anything, and then we could probably end it.
You know, so if you want to learn now is the time. If you're thinking about learning,
how much of a tangent we end up going on. You started out by talking about what they were doing in the show, and now I came on and it's like, oh no, we're talking about something completely different.
We're going to talk about Final Fantasy.
Yeah, we had some good discussions.
Yeah.
We also planned out our stream, so now we know what to do.
So Thursdays will be Final Fantasy VIII for a month.
Yeah.
A month.
To the next programming is needed.
And Mondays will be Zelda, Ocarina of Time.
Dandori!
And maybe I'll change it up with Zelda game. Who knows? But yeah, it'll be Ocarina of Time randomizer.
Either because
Play
Final
Skyward
Fantasy
Sword.
Play
Play Skyward Sword.
Oh God, no, thank you. I already beat that one once. That's enough for me.
So Final Fantasy VIII.
Oh, trust me. I bet you haven't done everything in it.
No, I haven't, but I didn't want to.
Absolutely doing his best.
What happens if the viewers want you to?
Too bad.
Go watch someone else.
Right.
And of course, everyone's
So,
Pikmin
in Final
And I
Fantasy
thought the viewer was always right.
Not in this case.
Now, right now, all the prizes I'm about to talk about are available.
Oh wait, that's the customer's always right, not viewers.
Remember, you don't need to specifically donate for the prizes in, so get
Doggo.
your donations in for some of the great incentives that we have coming up, like that Zerg campaign bonus mission in our next run, StarCraft Brood War. Now, we got, of course, a ton of
Gotta
great
watch
Pikmin
prizes.
here for $5 minimum donation from a wonderful anonymous donor. We have this lovely Pikmin grocery bag here. I think this was actually given out to attendees
Pikmin grocery
of,
bag.
I want to say PAX West, the Nintendo event there. You got this
I was saying that looks like
cute
it's from an
design. You got
event.
some of the new Pikmin on the back.
That's what he said.
I know, that's why I
Really great.
thought it was
$5
funny.
minimum donation
I was thinking that, and then
could
you said
be
that. I was
yours.
like,
Also
oh.
for a $5
There
minimum
you go.
donation from Luna Vixen, we have a pair of lovely crocheted
Show me a
Pokeballs
great
here.
ball.
We've got a regular Pokeball as well as the Master Ball.
The
They
great
come
ball is the
together
best
as that
ball.
$5 minimum.
Well, you only got the
donation.
Master Ball. Sorry.
Make sure to get those donations in before the end of Bayonetta. But
Those look like
donate
hacky sacks.
$25, and you should donate
You could probably use them
$50
as a
if you
hacky
haven't
sack.
already, so you can get entered into
Yeah, you
our
probably
wonderful
could.
Day prize. But
With
let me tell you
the
what else
quick
that's
ball
gonna
as a
get you
very
entered
close
in,
second.
because from Sagittarius Studios, we have two absolutely lovely
Sonic.
pieces of art here.
What?
We have Virgil.
You don't understand the
and we have
meta of
also
Pokemon,
Virgil.
where you
No,
have
I-
to catch
I'm sorry if I
Pokemon in a
spoiled
specific
PNC
ball.
5 for
No, I
anyone
did
there. Yeah. They've called
Yeah,
this two sides of
Did
the
you not
same
see
sword.
what Frostword
Pair of
posted in our
framed
meme?
art pieces. I'm gonna figure out how to level
Where
them
you
on
had
this
to catch
camera eventually.
Kyogre
They are
with the great
absolutely
ball
fantastic.
because it matches the color theme, color palette.
Yeah, I saw that. That was an actual thing.
Above me on our ever-growing.
Because that was just a
will-
meme, I thought.
We have an incredible
I will catch Pokemon in specific balls because it matches some esoteric theme I have in my head.
Nice.
There we go. We got it. Absolutely.
But yes, people will specifically like. I will try and catch legendaries and just a fucking Pokeball just because I can.
Minimum donation. It's adorable. It's
I
fantastic.
need like 100 chances to do
if
it.
you get those donations in before the end of Bayonetta. Our cameraman cannot stop zooming in on this, so you know what? We're gonna talk about it. It's everyone's favorite Pikmin dog, Ochi. How can you
He has
not
no
love
nose.
it? We got
Where's
a
his
lovely little
nose?
amigurumi here of it from Nancy Slagerman. It's just, it's so adorable. It comes with a waggly tail. Like, how can you not love the waggly tail? $15 minimum donation. It's gonna fetch all the Pikmin and all the love you need into your life. Make sure to get on it. And for a $25 minimum donation, you can get not just an Ochi amigurumi, but you can get all of the Pikmin. That's right. Every single type of Pikmin in Pikmin. All of them are represented here. We've got the reds. We've got the yellows. Don't worry about any other color. We got the purples. We got the ice Pikmin. We got the flying Pikmin. We got the glow Pikmin. We got the rock Pikmin. The rock Pikmin's so good it's already got the headset on. I think there's no other colors of Pikmin. Don't worry about any other colors of Pikmin. I am adamant about my hatred of blue Pikmin. Nobody will persuade me on that. I'm sticking with it. $25. You can get the whole set of them. Absolutely fantastic. And thank you so much to AGDQ Crochet for sending them out to us. From our good friend Ness Paints, we have a lovely set of Pokemon postcards 4 absolutely lovely scenes, including the traditional scene of meeting the red Gyarados in the Lake of Rage in Gen 2. Definitely a great moment for me. The first time I ever saw a shiny Pokemon in game. Probably the last time I've ever seen a shiny Pokemon in game, because I do not shiny hunt and I am very unlucky.
The very first shiny Pokemon I ever saw
now,
was in
right on our shelf here, the
Pokemon Soul Silver. It was a shiny Zubat.
$20 minimum donation. You can have all of the lovely Pokemon.
The second shiny Pokemon I ever saw
your home. You got
was about 2 hours later.
Looks cute.
In the same fucking cave. It was a fucking Zubat.
Why Zubat got 2 like in close succession? Wow.
In the same room.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, what the fuck?
Did you catch both of them?
I sure did.
Incredibly lovely picture of all the evolutions here. It's a holographic print, and it actually comes in 2 forms. You'll get not only this regular holographic print, but they said
the next wild shiny Pokemon I saw was
colors, so you could have the whole
was in Pokemon Arceus.
$10 minimum donation. Now I know earlier I might have stumbled a little bit on the EVs, but I did just want to reiterate the EV tier list for anyone who might have missed that. Now, importantly, we have in first place Glaceon, then we have Flareon, very important. Then we have Sylveon, and then we have Docarrion, because the rest of them don't matter. And I am also adamant about that.
I do in fact have a evolution plush on one of my shelves. It is a Glaceon.
We have our lovely day prize, a full collection of all of the evolutions, handmade, hand-patterned plushies from our good friend over at Pincushion Cat Plushies. A $50 minimum donation. Got to get it in at any point today. Again, that is ending at Bayonetta. If you haven't gotten in for these EVs, you absolutely should get in for these EVs. That's 11 different incredible EV plushies that you could own for one $50 minimum donation. Now, speaking of
only for
kind of
$50
unusual
donation.
here,
Damn.
from our friend Magitech Knight, we have something a little different. Right here, I have a keyboard. I'm going to ask you all a very important question. What key is missing from this keyboard? I'll wait. Audience, feel free to scream
Windows
it out.
key.
No,
okay,
that's on the left.
Actually knew what key was missing
Function.
from this keyboard.
The Alt.
Or Alt, sorry.
In my life, and I don't think anyone has ever hit that key in their life, and that's why Magitech Knight has sent us a set of 4 absolutely beautiful keycaps here.
Yeah, who's ever used that Alt key?
All 4 at a time is a poor life decision.
I've never used it.
You've got this adorable little water-themed Kirby with a starfish. You've got the Geonode from Hollow Knight, and you have 2 different Pokeballs here, both a matte and a shiny Pokeball keycap. All 4 of these keycaps could be yours for a $20 minimum donation.
I don't understand how people can have such small keyboards.
You've never hit it, you've never needed it, and it could be
yeah.
How could you not?
I need a full-size keyboard.
It's so much better. $20 minimum donation. Make sure to get them in.
Like
so are you telling me
that all of these
I have a nice mechanical gaming keyboard, but it's a full-size keyboard.
Yeah.
You don't need to put
are you telling me that you were a left alt person?
Yeah.
$250 cumulatively throughout the course
you
of the
disgust
event. You do that
me.
in a single $250
I bet you use spaces over tabs too, right?
Of course, of several days, get yourself entered into win a ton.
Actually, as a programmer, I use tab.
Hey, wow, something we agree on.
Gaming PC from Skytech Gaming. You could head over.
I am also a tabber.
Absolute beast. I think it's got a 4070 Ti in it. I don't remember the other numbers.
Tabbing is so much more
GPU and go
efficient.
That good GPU.
Yes.
Sent no computer.
Yes. I agree.
And also from our friends over at
now, there's certain things, because I do a lot of scripting and stuff, so sometimes the code, how it shakes out, I only do like 2 spaces for certain things. But that's because I'm just doing like stupid scripting. I'm not talking about full-on programming. When it comes to full-on programming, I'm using tabs for everything.
Yeah, but full-on programming, like the default is tabs.
Yeah, exactly. Did you ever watch the show Silicon Valley?
No.
They had a shtick in one of their episodes where the main guy started dating a girl who was also a developer and programmer and stuff, and she uses spaces, and he could not get over that she used spaces, so they ended up breaking up because of it.
Oh man,
just because she was someone that used spaces.
Like
you don't know, because I'm actually working in old code, like 10, 15-year-old code.
Yeah.
Like they use spaces, and it drives me up a fucking
Oh,
wall.
really?
And I'm like,
Hello,
and I'm actually, I'm literally getting rid of the spaces and inserting tabs because, like,
Nice.
because it's messing up my formatting. It screws with the formatting that I use.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's, not to get too deep into it, but I mean, like, there's an efficiency there where, you know, you just hit one key, tab, and boom, you're good to go. Instead of pressing space 4 times, space, 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 to your thing, space, 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 space. It's like, oh, tab, tab, tab. You know, like, it's just so much better.
Actually, it's 5 spaces.
Oh, is it? Is it 5 that they do?
I think so. I actually think it is 5 spaces.
That's tab is 5 spaces.
Suddenly, I'm glad I've never even bothered to use spaces.
I always thought it was 4 for some reason. I don't know why. Good to know. Anyways,
don't like. Now I had to Google it. Is it 10?
Well, I mean, you could just try it out too. You have a computer.
Oh, cool. Ooh. It varies. Thanks for nothing, internet.
Oh, wow. Okay.
All right, Notepad.
Yeah, another reason to use tabs. Because the spacing varies.
So, pipe.
Hey, they almost made the
1,
Zerg
2,
campaign
3,
bonus mission.
4, 5, 6, 7. I'm sorry, what? Notepad?
Notepad does 7?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8 for Notepad? Holy crap. Yeah. What the hell, Notepad? That's double what it should be.
WordPad. Tab.
That's crazy.
Bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14?
What's with Microsoft and using crazy amounts of spaces?
That's
like crazy
amount. Not Word. That's...
Yeah, well, that's built into the Windows OS.
So, okay, so I get the internet's response now. It depends. Because
that's crazy.
Notepad is 8 and WordPad is 14.
Jesus, 14? Holy crap. Yeah, well, no one uses Notepad and WordPad for programming.
Do I have Notepad++ on my computer?
I use Notepad++, yes, but I don't use Notepad. Default Notepad.
I don't have it on my computer.
I have it.
Somehow.
Because I use it. Anyways, alright.
Anyway.
So, now will be a good time to end it tonight.
Yeah.
Next up is StarCraft Brood War, but we'll end it here since it's about time to go to bed.
We'll probably go to sleep.
And then Thursday, we got Pokemon going on GDQ.
For probably a good, decent chunk of it, yeah.
Okay, sweet. All right, well, we'll be back Thursday night with some Pokemon and more GDQ.
All right, friends, welcome back.
Oh,
We're here.
Have a good night, everybody.
Yep, good night, everyone.
Bye. For the Zerg campaign bonus mission.